Well, the last and final regular season game of the year here from Morris, Illinois. We welcome everybody to TV 50's coverage of Geneseo football alongside Coach Bob Pettit. I'm Zach Mackey, and Coach, one of those contests right now, 2-6-2 teams, two teams on the same side of the conference and looking to maybe get a home field advantage with a win tonight.
Well, they're both playoff bound next week, Zach, and it's just really a matter of who they play and when. This contest will have a little bit to say about that, actually have a lot to say about that, but it does not have any bearing on whether they go to the playoffs or not. And conference championships sounds like it's being fought out between Sterling and DeKalb.
It is. Those two are going to look to be who's the overall winner of the Northern Illinois Big 12. Both won their respective side, and the band is getting ready to make a tunnel here, it appears, for the Redskins to make their way back onto the field. Green Machine are over there. They're set and they're ready for this contest. The scheduled 7:30 kickoff with senior night and all the festivities. We're going to get a little bit of a late start here, and the referees are saying, let's get going. Geneseo is going to be receiving. Moore is still not onto the field here yet, but now they make their way out of the locker room. Geneseo will go ahead and receive here. They're going to send a couple back. It was Morris who won the toss. They deferred to the second half. The Leafs said, we want it. And they're out there already ready to go.
Well, as you said, Zach, it's a nice, brisk evening, but it's really a great night for football. And we had senior night here. Boy, we ran through football team, soccer team, the cheerleaders, the band, and everybody, and it was quite a deal. A nice tribute to the seniors, but did put us a little behind. So here come the Redskins, just about ready to come through their banner. Leafs were on the field, but they decided to go talk it over again.
They're going to wait until the Redskins make their way onto the field. Sitting at about 15 minutes late from our scheduled beginning one here in Morris, Illinois. The last and final one. It will be tomorrow that the IHSA will have their selection show on Comcast. Leaf fans will be watching that intently to see where they'll be going, who they'll be playing. A win tonight could maybe give them the possibility of a home game, too, right back in Geneseo, Illinois. So a lot of questions still in the air, and those should be answered throughout this weekend, today and tomorrow.
The odds of a home game at 6-3 are much, much less, obviously. At 7-2, it's really pretty good. So it is a game of value. It's a meaningful game tonight.
Leafs clinched last week, a playoff spot of the IHSA playoffs, and what that did is that gave the Leafs their 40th playoff appearance. They are the first team of the entire state of Illinois to get to 40. It was a race with Joliet Catholic, who is having a tough year this year, yet to be able to win a contest, and the Leafs go ahead and take that. So Leafs first team of the entire state to get to 40.
And that's out of 43 years. Yeah. I believe that's out of 43 years. That's quite a fine record, quite a fine history for the Leafs.
Just moments away from kickoff here from Morris, Illinois, alongside Bob Pettit, Zach Mackey, Keith Kennett up there, and Willis Andel joining us for this one, as the Leafs are going to send a duo back deep to receive.
We might add that we're kind of nice and warm in the press box, and Keith is doing the work up on top. He's got the heavy jacket on.
He is. It's a nice view inside the press box here. Number 36, Keegan Sobel, is going to do the kicking. The senior, 6', 205, has the ball teed up and ready, meeting with his team as we get you the guys back deep to receive for the Leafs. Over there is going to be number 25, Tyler Thompson, and on the other side, Zach Olson. The duo deep and back. Here we go. And we're underway. From Morris, this one's going to be a high sailor over to the back right side. It's going to be Olson who will take it out of his own 5, bring it up a couple of yards, and he's met by a couple of Redskins. And we'll go ahead and start it. 1st and 10 right around the 20-yard line for the Leafs. So,
well, that was polite, Zach. I say a couple of Redskins. That was a horde of Redskins. Yeah. There was about 5 of them, and it was that Olson. I thought it might have been Thompson, but he got snowed under big time. Leafs start deep in their own territory.
First time we're going to see this Geneseo offense coming out now. They're going to send one over to the right in Kyle Wise with you got Toon under center. You're again 1st and 10 for the Leafs. First play from scrimmage is going to be a jet sweep around the right side and getting the edge and getting a little contact. There is Drew Raps. He was going to hit a little bit but kept falling forward. Good enough for a first down on the first play, a 10-yard run.
It was a nice seam out there on the edge. Got Drew Raps. I got a head of steam, and did a nice run, spun off a couple tackles, picked up a first down, and kind of got hit hard when he was on the ground with a helmet. Hopefully he's okay, and there was no yellow flag on that one.
1st and 10 now from the 30-yard line as the offense breaks the huddle here. Just underway from Morris. Leafs get the ball first, a chance to go down and get something. An unbalanced line to the right. They're going to run that way. Give it off to the fullback, Humphreys, who stopped up, nothing going. 3 of them there to bring him down, and he's not going to get much on that play. They're going to say right back at the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10.
Couldn't get that seam at the line of scrimmage that time, and obviously that's the key. If you can get that step at the line of scrimmage and get a seam, be able to put a move on somebody, but if we don't get the job done at the line of scrimmage, which we did not on that particular play, it's kind of tough. My understanding is we don't have Charlie Weiss in there this week from an illness, and Sam Thomas has been out for a couple weeks now, so we got some new people in there.
One's going to be split out over to the left. As this one's going to be handed off over to Raps again. He'll go around the right side. He'll pick up a couple, maybe about 4, let's say 5. 3rd down and 5 yards to go. Here now for the Leafs, running to the right side. Raps, a lone back, has been able to find a little coverage, a little green space so far, going to the right, both sides.
Story of football always is field position and down and distance, and here we are, critical 3rd downs. There's so many critical 3rds down in the course of a game. 3rd and a long 5. Got to have a big play here.
Leafs' first drive right here. They started with the ball. 3rd down and 5 yards to go from their own 35-yard line. Tunes under center. He'll drop back, look to the air. Looks over to his left in the flat, but that's going to roll incomplete. His intended receiver was Jackson. Tried to go right at the line of scrimmage, but it's going to bring up 4th down, and the Leafs are going to have to punt this one away.
Actually, Kyle Toon had that one lined up, and the defender came up in that slot. You know, if you saw him running up in that, and Kyle, I think, just kind of pulled it down to the ground. If he'd have laid that out there on the flat, it might have been a pick 6. Actually, a good decision by Toon to throw that one away.
Jack Hinton on to do the punting now. Snaps good, kicks up, and it's going to go into the opponent's territory and roll out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. So Morris is going to start with pretty good field position. They'll start it at their own 35-yard line, 1st and 10 now after the Leafs drive stalls out a little bit.
A little bit of a shank on that punt, but it turned out okay. They got some positive yardage on the roll, and the Leafs defense is going to get their first test.
10-10 left to go in the first quarter. We're scoreless here from Morris, Illinois. We thank you for joining us, wherever you may be.
Got Zach Humphreys, number 71, who's been playing, well, he's been playing defense all year, but playing in that offensive tackle spot the last few weeks.
Right here in front of us now, going to go out of the gun. They go with the second cadence, the snap right over the Favreau, and he'll send it off over to his right side. A pickup of about 4 on the play before the Leafs defense is able to get over there. 2nd down and 5 yards to go.
Looked like they had a good shot at him behind the line of scrimmage. Just couldn't get the grips on him. Trying to figure out who's new in that line. Cody Brower's up there in that front line, along with Humphreys.
You want to talk about a team that's beaten up right now. The Leafs have a whole bunch of guys on the injured reserve list. We're hearing that they're going to get some of them back on Monday when the playoff season starts. So Leafs have 4 down on the line. They're going to bring all of them. This one's going to be handed off to the lone back of the backfield to pick up about 3 on the left side. Brings up 3rd down and just short. About 2 yards still yet to go for the fullback in there. Number 36, Keegan Sobel was the ball carrier. Step up on the play by the second level. I believe it was the linebacking crew. Got on him for the Leafs. Morris on their own 39-yard line. Sorry, actually their own 44-yard line. 3rd down and about a yard to go. One of those big 3rd down plays. They're going to hand it off to the lone back around the left side. He's got some grass. It's going to be the safety who's going to have to bring him down. And it is Logan Weber at the second level. A pickup of about 15 off the left side. A couple of missed tackles, stretching it out, and 1st and 10 now into the Geneseo territory goes the Redskins.
Nick Schwartzendruber also in on that tackle, getting up a little bit slow. We can't afford to lose anybody.
A pickup of 17 around the left side. That was plenty good enough. They only needed 1 to get the 1st down. Starting from the Leafs, now 39-yard line, 1st down and 10. 2 receivers over to the right. 2 in the backfield to go along with 1 split out to the left. This one into the air, high into the left side, and it's going to be a jump ball up for it. No good. Intended receiver was Tyler Spizo, and you got over there in coverage. I believe that was Zach Olson. on this near side playing coverage man.
That was good coverage, and actually Zach Olson had the positioning on the receiver. A little bumping going on, but if there was any flags, it would have been on the offensive player.
Ricky Del Ferro, the starting quarterback for the Redskins, threw that one up kind of like a jump ball. This time they're going to come out with that same formation, 2 to the right, 1 to the left, 1 in the backfield to go along with him. Second down, 10 yards to go. Here's the snap. He's going to hand it off this time. And around the left side, the missed tackle. We got flags coming in on the play and taking it out at about the 20, let's say 19-yard line. It was Olson who made the play on the left side. Running it up on the near side was Michael Finney. And here the referee's blowing the whistle. It was the near official that threw the flag.
Looks like they're bringing the football back.
Might have been a hold.
It is going to be a hold. Offensive holding.
And that will bring it back another 5 yards. That's a huge play. It had to have been someone on this near side. I think it might have been Zach Humphrey and close, or one of those guys, because they got around the edge. And must have been because of that hold. That will move it way back to the 50-yard line. So now it's going to bring up second down and 20 yards to go for the Redskins.
At least had the middle blocked up, and he just kicked it outside. And again, Zach must have got held on that outside edge.
So the Leafs have 3 down linemen. They got 4 linebackers out there, and along with the two safety set here now. As in motion coming across, quarterback's going to keep it up the middle and stopped up after a pickup of about 5. And they're rushing in off the edge was Ben Cosgrave to get in there. Nice job by the outside rusher. Third down and about 16 yards to go down for the Redskins.
Number 35, Cooper Humphreys on that play.
With that pickup, it took the Redskins into the Maple Leaf territory, now at the Maple Leaf 45.
We got Hunter Gurton, number 56, in there defensively on the middle of that line.
Spread it all out again. 2 split out to the right, 2 to the left here now for the Morris Redskins. Here's the snap. Drawn out over to his right. He looks to the air and throws it up. A jump ball high into the air. It's a one-on-one coverage on the far side. Incomplete. The Leafs were looking for maybe even an interception. It's way on the other side of the field.
The coverage was very good, again, on that receiver, but he definitely had a height advantage on those jump balls, and the Leafs have been burned on that a little bit this year. The height of our defensive backs doesn't match up with the receivers often.
Give credit to Tyler Thompson. He's the man deep in coverage there for the Leafs, going up against Dallas Hastings, who was the intended receiver on the far side of the field for the Morris Redskins. 4th down and 15 means they're going to have to punt it away.
Tyler Thompson needs about a 40-inch vertical jump to keep up with some of those receivers.
This one's going to be given off to Olson. He's coming up the near side before he's hit hard by a Morris Redskin at about the 18. Down he goes, and the Leafs get the ball back.
That gentleman was playing tackle football right there.
Wow, he came flying down like a bullet.
Zach Olson popped up pretty quick, but boy, I wouldn't have blamed him if he sat there for a couple seconds. He got hit hard.
So 1st down and 10 down for the Leafs. They're starting at their own 18-yard line. This is the second time they're going to get the ball. The first time they had it, drive ended up stalling at about the 35. So we'll see this time as they send one over to the left. Under center is going to go ahead and be Toon. Kyle Toon takes the snap, hands it off over to his left. He's got Raps now, who's going to get the first down at about 3 yards plus. 1st and 10 yet again. So both times the Leafs have had the ball coach. It's been first down runs on the first play from the line of scrimmage.
And that might have been Jackson over on that far side, if I'm not mistaken. It could have been 34 and 24. Sometimes it's hard to read, but it looked like maybe Jackson picked up that wide run.
Let's give it to Jordan Jackson again. He's the leading rusher.
What you have, Willis? Yep.
He's the leading rusher, 661 total yards down on the ground coming in, 100 through the air. He picks up the big first down that time. This time they go to him again on the far side of the field, and he's going to be stopped up. A loss of 2 on the play, and the Redskins eyed that one into a T. That whole right side of the defensive line getting on through.
Comes play by play. If you can't win the line of scrimmage, it gets tough. But we have been doing quite well. But on a given play, they're really tough. They build a wall there.
Got a receiver split out over to the right, and as soon as he hands it off, he is hit. Another loss on the play. That one, the ball carrier is Jackson. He loses a couple that time, but it was all that Toon could do to hand it off to him and get it into his stomach as he was hit right away.
Boy, they stunted on that one big time. They had the whole, looked like the whole line and middle line, the linebacking spots coming. They only had about 2 people left beyond the line of scrimmage.
6:15 left to go here in the first quarter from Morris. We're scoreless. Leafs with the ball. 3rd down and 13 yards to go on their own 27-yard line. Toon's going to drop back, look to the air. He's got nobody, and he's going to have to use his wheels. He goes right up the middle, piles through a couple of Redskins, gets a nice pickup on the play, but it's not going to be enough. It will bring up 4th down and just about a yard, about as close as you can get to the first down without quite being there. 4th down and a yard at their own 39-yard line, and we'll see what Coach Larry Johnson decides to do.
Very little wind blowing right now, but what there is blowing in the Leafs' face right now, but it's very mild. Shouldn't have a major effect.
And the Leafs are going to punt it. The Morris Redskins send 2 back. On to punt is going to be Jack Hinton. 4th down and a yard to go. Snap's good. Punts up high, this time on the target. High into the air. It's going to be caught and tackled right away. The ball's on the ground, and the Redskins are going to end up getting it, I believe, from the way it looks. Yep, they did, but there's a little bit of a controversy as he was hit right away. It was Michael Feeney who was the guy deep to receive and caught that one. I'm not sure quite who forced the fumble. Did you see it, Coach?
I did not see that, but he was on him. I was looking to see if he had a fair catch on that. He did not wait for a fair catch. I'm also very used to having a replay booth.
Yeah,
in the booth.
that helps.
But it was a fine defensive tackle, and but unfortunately there was about 4 Leafs going for that ball and 1 Redskin, and the Redskin came up with it.
Jack Hinton sends that one high. He had quite the hang time on that one. So Morris is going to send 1 to the right, 2 to the left. Back spreading out their defense here, and taking the snap's going to be the quarterback. He'll hand it off to the lone back in his backfield and around the left side edge. A couple of missed tackles for the Leafs, and it's going to be close to a 1st down run on the first play.
Just not containing that ball inside as well as they would like right now. I'm pretty sure Coach Mackey would have something to say about that, but they picked up 1st down on 1st down. Had that ball pretty well deep in their territory. Now they're out to the 34.
Michael Feeney was the ball carrier.
Got him boxed up inside pretty good. Just gotta contain him.
Logan Weber was the back that ended up hitting him out of bounds. Yeah, they've whenever they've been able to get their 1st down runs, it's been around the edge. They've done a good job of sealing the edge against this Leafs defense right now. So the Leafs have 3 down linemen. 2 split out to the left, 2 to the right now for this Morris offense. 2 in the backfield, and he'll hand it off right back again to good old Freeney, who breaks the tackle, and he's free near the near side. He's to the 30 to the 20, 1 guy to beat, and he's going to miss the tackle into the end zone. Morris is going to score, and the Redskins are on the scoreboard first. A couple of missed tackles was the end of that one.
Well, the defensive end stepped out, did contain him, turned him in, but there was nobody to stop that. And then it was off to the races, and it was a foot race. Drew Rapps tried to catch up with him, but he couldn't get him low. He had to attempt a high tackle, and just didn't work.
Drew Rapps was the one deep man. He had him kind of around the top, but it just shows how good of a running back Michael Feeney is. He did not stop those feet. He went right into the end zone, and now they're trying to attempt the extra point to make it a 7-0 ball game. Snap's good, holds there, and the kick is up and good. 7-0, Morris leads it. 4:56 left to go in the first quarter, and the Redskins strike first.
Leafs have been stopped on 2 drives. The Redskins stopped on their first one, but their second one hit pay dirt. Gives them the 7-0 lead.
So
Leafs get the football back, and they don't want to turn it up.
So the Redskins take just 18 seconds to go 2 plays, 77 yards, and most of that is a long run by Michael Feeney, where he ran it for Keegan Sobel. Sorry, it was set up by Michael Feeney. Keegan Sobel ran for 66 yards, and the PAT is good. 7-0, Morris leads it now as the Leafs kick return team is back out there and ready now. Last regular season game of the year alongside Coach Bob Pettit. I'm Zach Mackey, filling in for Lauren Lemke. Our condolences go out to Lauren as his grandfather passed away, so we got the call. We got the replacement today. Hopefully it works out.
The Redskins have had great special teams coverage so far on the one kickoff and the punt that they've done. They've had great coverage downfield. Leafs have, it looks like if they could spring a couple blocks, maybe they could get an overplay, maybe we could break something here.
Leafs have had a couple of big offensive plays, but both drives have stalled out. Remember, the Leafs are right now down 2 of their top offensive linemen. Weiss is out with an injury, and the same with Sam Thomas. We're told Sam Thomas would be back for Monday, as this one sent high into the air, and it's going to be returned by Olsen here on the near side. He'll bring it up across the middle and to the 26-yard line. So we'll set up first down and 10 yards to go again for the Leafs. Third time we'll see this offense out here in the first quarter.
And that was close to that seam actually developing, as I was just talking about, Zach. There was only about one guy in the way of that seam opening up, because they do almost over pursue. They come down hard with pretty good balance, and if you could just slip through there and get a key block, you might break one of those.
So the Leafs been spreading a guy out to the left or to the right, or overloading that side for a majority of this game. They split one out to the left, Toon under center. He hands it off over to Jackson, going around the left side edge, trying to get the corner. He does, but he steps out at about the 35-yard line, so it brings up second down and 5 yards to go.
Just ran over that would-be tackler over on that far edge. Looked like he was going to be stopped somewhere with a very short gain, and he just ran over that man, picked up an extra 5 after that.
Well, the Leafs have seen tremendous success on the first play of each drive. We'll say six on that play. So second down and 4 here now. As Toon goes under center, jet sweep across the corner. He shakes off one tackler. Raps is trying to make something to nothing, but he's going to be stopped up. A late flag comes flying in from our umpire in the middle of the field, the official in the middle of the field. Second down, and it's going to stay at 4 yards right now.
We got Leafs players clapping, so they must feel it's a late hit.
Well, face mask.
Face mask, okay.
That should be good enough for a first down. It's going to be really close if not. About second down and 4 is what it was.
If it's a 5-yard penalty, it should be a first down.
See if they mark this off right. They do. First down and 10 yards to go now for the Leafs. Get another one of those first downs.
There should be a certain level of math that in college math that you should have to be able to pass in order to be an official. You know, you have to get all the way up to 10.
There you go.
10 yards.
So here we go. First and 10 for the Leafs now. They're working on their own 38-yard line. Toon under center with 2 receivers split out to the right. This time he's going to hand it off to the fullback, Humphreys, who's hit right away at the legs and ended up being brought down after a gain of 1. Second down and just a 1-yard gainer, so second down and 8.
Cade Humphreys had a hole at the line, and it looked like he was going to find a seam. That linebacker came up and just put a stop to it immediately. Looked like that was going to be a nice little gainer. Ended up being a 1-yard gain.
Cade Humphreys, 350 yards coming in here. Along at 29. Caught a couple of passes, 4 touchdowns throughout the season. Second down and 8. 2 to the left. Morris has 2 down linemen and 2 standing on the outside edge. They're going to give it off, and there's going to be a big loss on the play. Around the other side, Jackson was handed that ball, and he kept trying to work around getting the edge, but he never could quite get it. It'll be a loss of about 5 now.
Play that's been working very well for the Leafs and for Jackson over there. Just one man decided to step up and turn that baby around. He did not get hooked in, and he just rode that thing parallel and actually backwards just a bit. Got a nice loss on the play.
Well, Coach, you said it. These third downs are going to be a big part of this game. Third down and 13 yards to go here for this Geneseo offense. See if they can't get something on this third down one. They're going to have a 2 tight end set. Dropping back to pass now is going to be 2. He's got it around the edge. He lets one fire, and he has Raps, who catches it, but it's not going to be nearly enough for the first down. A gain of about 5, 4th down and 8 yards to go. And now for the 4th time, the Leafs are going to have to, third time, the Leafs are going to have to come out here now and send this one into the air.
Toon looked like he had a couple receivers that might have been open, but he couldn't set his feet in time to get it to him. By the time he He sprinted out to the outside. He just had to let it fly and get what he could.
Last time fumbling it were the Morris Redskins on this, so they've decided to just send one back. They're going to send Michael Feeney back, and Jack Hinton in to punt it away. This time, again, real high into the air. Feeney is not going to go after it. He's going to let this one go, and the Leafs will down it at the Morris 33-yard line.
Had a little bite on that ball, didn't get the forward roll, unfortunately. It looked for a minute like it hit the Redskin player's heel, but obviously nobody else saw it, so that's not the way it went.
Callum Murphy was down there to down that ball. 1st and 10 for the Redskins now. Last time they were out here on the field offensively, they were able to put up a score. Leafs defense trying to hold true. They've already stopped the Redskins once so far today. 2:54 left to go in the first quarter. It's a 7-0 ball game in favor of the Morris Redskins. Here's the snap over to DeFarnio, who's going to hand it off to his right to pick up the middle of about 5 yards in there for Feeney. And it will be 2nd down and 5 yards to go.
Well, it looks like that play was bottled up, and he just found a seam there and picked up, gosh, about 6 now. They're going to give him.
Senior running back.
Just took that baby right up the middle, just off the center shoulder.
Leafs going with a different look defensively. They've went ahead and sent now 4 down linemen. Put another lineman down on the line.
Tyler Tate's in the ball game now on that far side as a down lineman.
They're switching up this defense here early in the first quarter. 2nd down and 4 yards to go. He's going to keep it himself. A quarterback keeper, Fabio, who goes off tackle the right side and gets a nice pickup. He goes into Geneseo territory, and a pickup of about 17 or so on that play will bring up 1st and 10 now from the Leafs 47-yard line.
Humphreys and Schwarzendruber, unless that was Olsen. I think it was that Olsen in on that play.
Yeah.
My goodness. They're running. That was a nice run. He was hit several times, just didn't get him wrapped and pulled down.
So far, where Morris has got something going, they've kind of shot themselves in the foot with a face mask penalty, had a holding penalty as well. So Leafs defense trying to stand true with one receiver split out to the left. It's going to be handed over to the back into the backfield, and the Leafs are all over it, but they're not able to bring him down. He ends up picking up about 6 on the play there. Does the fullback.
There's a flag over here on the far side. It's going to be a holding, offensive holding again, just as you called that, Zach. As soon as they seem like they just got all the momentum going, they're going to shoot themselves in the foot again here a little bit.
Tell you what, it's got to be the same side of the offensive line, because that's twice now it's been called on this side of the line. Something happening with that guard and tackle. It's
probably not coincidental that they're so successful outside the tackle either. They only catching it.
Well,
they're probably holding with regularity and only getting caught on occasion, which sometimes that's the way the game goes.
Tom Calori, our referee out there in the white hat today, that's an indication. If they're calling this holding call, it could help for the Leafs. On the outside edge, make them run through the tackles, face the linebacking crew up the Leafs. So here we go. The snap now is going to be given off to the fullback yet again, and he's going to miss a couple, and he's off to the races. There's only one left to beat him, and down to about the 19-yard line. He's going to be hit out of bounds by the defensive back on the near side, Zach Olson. 1st and 10, a pickup on the near side of about 40 yards, let's say 30 yards, down to about the 16-yard line. They're at the Leafs 16. Morris leads it 7-0 over the Leafs with 1:18 left to go in the first quarter here now.
Ben Cosgrave also in on that tackle, but the Leafs had a would-be tackler, had him in the backfield, looked like he had him by the legs and just slipped off.
Couple of missed tackles there.
So close to a loss of yardage, turns into a huge gain.
So Morris really sprints things out. They send 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Under center, he goes out of the gun the entire game. One's in motion across the center. They're going to give it to the fullback. Again, up the middle, no gain that time, or not much, I should say, as Michael Gersher is met by the big line right there. And the linebacking crew, Kate Humphreys, comes filing through the line. 2nd down and 5 that time.
Give Hunter Girton a little credit for being in on that one, I believe, as well. Big boys in the middle are going to have to step it up.
Well,
it looks like we have Cole Howard in the ball game.
And they're on one of those tackles. Leafs have 4 down linemen they're sending, and the linebackers are slanting all around. They're coming too. Jackson comes this time, and it's going to be a pickup of about 3 on the play near that 1st down marking. And it was, again, just the fullback giving it right off to Gersher. bread and butter so far this drive.
Tripped up a few guys, but Logan Weber finishing him off, and we just don't enjoy calling Logan Weber's number with quite so many tackles in a ball game as your free safety.
Well, it was good enough for a first down. So first and goal here now for the Morris Redskins at about the Leafs 7-yard line or so, somewhere around there. Morris, only 19 seconds left to go in this first quarter. They're going to go ahead and get the play off, give it over to the tailback. It's a second back through, and he's into the end zone. Number 3, Michael Feeney, makes it a 13-0 ball game with just 11 seconds left to go in this first quarter.
The Morrison Building alone will again donate $25.
Redskins with the lead.
Well, they took that offensive penalty, and we said they shot themselves in the foot, but it must have been just a flesh wound. Didn't hold them back very much. They just took that thing and marched it down the field. Got all the momentum going in their direction right now.
Trying to make it 14-0. Here's the kick. It's up, and it is good. Not much on it, so not much of a field goal kicker at that as the extra pointer, but that makes it a 14-0 ball game. Leafs have had their chances, had a couple of good things going as well, but just not able to capitalize so far, as that one only took 2 minutes and 42 seconds. It went 68 yards on 6 different plays, and it ended up Michael Freeney, who was in for the touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown run. The kick by Dallas Hastings was good, and that makes it 14-0 Morris over Geneseo.
You talk about that, not a lot on that kick, but he's very consistent. You can tell the guy that they have stationed back there to catch that extra point didn't move. He was
right there.
He was standing prior to the kick, standing directly behind the dead center on the goal post, about 15 yards behind the post, and he stood there and landed it in his hands. Didn't move. Must be very consistent.
Must be, as they have a different guy kick off. Keegan Sobel, the fullback, kind of a toe ball kicker, does the kickoffs as he tees this one up. Again, it's going to go ahead and be Zach Olson and Tyler Thompson back deep to receive for the Leafs. Just 11 seconds on the clock, so they'll maybe get time to run one offensive play before we switch this side of the field. Not a bad crowd for the Redskins on senior night. Last and final game of the year. This one high into the air, and it's going to be given to the far side over there. And Thompson, who's going to take a big run up the middle. He lays a hit on that one, brings it on the other side of the 20 to the 26-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Leafs.
I agree with you on that one, Zach. He was more the punisher than the punishee, as he had been on the opening kickoff. Did put his head through and just busted the defensive tackler.
So the Leafs are going to go ahead and get one play to run out here the first quarter. 7 seconds left to go in the first quarter. 14-0, Morris leading Geneseo. Both teams sitting at 6-2, both looking to be able to be eligible for home playoff games. 1st and 10 now. Here's the snap. It's going to be given to the second back through the fullback. Or no, it was Jackson who was the second back through that time. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10. And that goes ahead and ends the first quarter. Leafs will start off the second quarter, 1st and 10, or 2nd and 10 rather, from their own 25-yard line. After one complete, 14-0, Redskins lead the Green Machine.
This TV 50 telecast is sponsored in part by Hazelwood Homes, Dairy Queen, Eric Henderson and Greg Anderson of Country Financial, Turpins of Geneseo, Geneseo Telephone Company, Central Bank, B&B Lawn Equipment and Cyclery, Vandemore Funeral Home, Northside Rexall Drug, Hammond Henry Hospital, ProTech Auto Body, Village Home Stores, Liberty Village, Farmers National Bank. Please patronize our sponsors and let them know you appreciate their support of this TV 50 telecast.
Well, Morris leading things on to the second quarter. We had 14-0 from Morris, Illinois. Alongside Coach Bob Bennett, I'm Zach Mackey, joining you. And Redskins have done their work when they've gotten the ball, drove down the field, and been able to find the end zone at the end of their drives.
Well, the officials have done their math again. They had to go all the way to the other end of the field and find the 27-yard line. It seems like they've successfully done that. The Leafs really, you know, we want to give away a Roma's Pizza here.
Yeah,
we need to get a touchdown here.
Me too. Here we go.
It's just time to have that happen. Let's get on this drive.
Second down, 10 yards to go. A receiver split out over to the right, and Wise under center and giving it off over on the jet sweep. It's going to be Raps, who has nothing going on that right side of the line. Nobody to find, nowhere to go. Third down, and they'll say a gain of 1, so let's make it 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9.
Now that looked like a hole was developing, and it really looked like we were going to get something on that play. Just did not develop. Just kind of hit it. That defender did a really nice job, really, of fending off the blockers and making that play.
Toon himself goes over to the sideline. He gets the call and relays it back to his huddle. So we're on into just 11 and a half minutes left to go in the first half from Morris. Leafs have had some real close ones. They just got to try to be able to get an entire drive together. Wise is going to drop back. He looks to the air. Nobody. He's got it. And he's going to go down to the ground. A late flag comes in. And after a pickup of about 3, it looks in the territory where it could be a hold. The back referee called it.
Yeah,
and it is.
Yep, the defensive player was over there holding up his hands, begging for a call. So this is going to put the Leafs deep in their own territory. And it's going to be, they were 3rd and critical. Now they're 3rd and extremely difficult.
Geneseo has struggled a little bit with their penalties. They average 24 penalty yards per game. And they get their first couple right now. My goodness, how far is he walking?
Well, wow. It's from the point of infraction, and it was really deep. So had it not been that deep, they probably would have declined it and let the Leafs kick. But as it is now, if they don't have a big play, they're going to be kicking out of the end zone.
This is where my college education comes in. It's going to be 3rd down, adding them all up. 23 yards to go now for the Leafs. They need a big one. They're going to give it off over to Raps, and it's going to be a pickup, but not enough. Maybe about 4 or 5 on that play. And 4th down now, and 4th down and just about 20 yards to go. So the Leafs are going to have to punt away again. Shot themselves in the foot with that penalty that drive.
They actually picked up almost 8 on that play with the spot they gave them, but it did give them a little bit of room. It pulled them out of the end zone for the punt. They would have been kicking out of the end zone.
Still a big punt to be able to get it off and not let anything. Morris isn't going to rush anybody. This one high into the air. They send 2 back at the fair catch. He's not doing the same thing again. Michael Freeney calls for it in the air, and he'll start in pretty good field position at his own just 49-yard line. 1st and 10 now, maybe 50. We'll say right at midfield. 1st and 10 now for the Redskins. Pretty good field position for them with 10:40 left to go in the first half.
Ironically, he could have picked up some yardage on that one. There was not a Leaf within 10 yards of him when he actually caught the ball. And he could have picked up some yardage, but previous play kind of dictated that.
4th time we're going to see this Morris Redskin offense. 3 of them, or 2 of the times they've been able to score. 1 of the time the Leafs held them up. So could use one of those this time. For the first time today, under center working is going to be Ricky Del Vero, and he'll take the snap, give it off to the first back, the fullback, who comes right on through a huge hole on the right side of the line. He picks up plenty. There does Keegan Sobel before he stopped up at the 2nd level. 2nd down and 2 yards to go now after a pickup of 8.
Once again, Logan Weber with the first hit. When your safety, your deep back, makes your first hit, that's not always a good sign. Need to bottle things up here at the line of scrimmage in order to stop this team. They're really powerful.
I mean, you could have drove a truck through that hole. That was a good-looking hole out of a really good offensive line for Morris right now. When you look up and down their lineup, they're averaging about around 275 in terms of weight. They are some big boys up there front. They're able to move some guys around. Leafs are not working with their first group. There's going to be a timeout called by Morris. The first one we've had today. Alan Thorson, the head coach for the Redskins, didn't quite like that, so he's going to take some time to talk things over with his team.
That line of Morris is not only big, but they're very quick. They're coming off the ball really quick. A lot of times, you have a smaller group coming off the line quick, try to out quick it, but this is a large group, but they still move off the ball right at the snap. Great execution.
We talked about it right at the top. Tomorrow the Leafs will find out who they're playing, and they'll also find out if they're in 4A or 5A. It's so close right now. There's about 2 teams that separate Geneseo from jumping up to 5A. This week they're in 4A right now, but it's just so close. You never know. And that's one of those things, Coach, we were talking about beforehand. You know, back 4 or 5 years ago, the cutoff was at 900. Now it's down to about 820, 830 students. You're cutting off 4A and 5A.
And that varies week by week. Last week we were the last team smallest team in 5A. And as you said, we jumped about 3 spots this time, 3 or 4 spots. And there were a few teams actually that will have to go before us in 4A up to 5A before we would go. So, but, you know, it has a whole lot to do with what happens tonight across the state.
Leafs are fans. Either way they go, hoping to make an impact in the IHSA playoffs. They're going to send a whole bunch into the box. We resume action. Dropping back to pass now. Sending this one high into the air. He's wide open, and it's caught at about the 15-yard line. Logan Weber's going to stop him up before he gets to the goal line. A big get up on the play. It was Cameron Drainsfield who was able to bring in the pass out of Ricky Del Ferro. He was wide open. He had Weber beat by about 7 yards, but Weber chases back up to take him before he gets to the end zone.
Well, they've been running the ball so proficiently. The play action pass just sucked everybody in, and he just dropped it over the top, and he was wide open, as you said, Zach. That's just too easy, but you know, it's hard to stop everything. Right now, they were concentrating on trying to stop the run because they had been running it down their throat, and then they have that easy lob over the top.
1st and 10 for the Redskins now. 1st and goal, rather, at their at the Maple Leaf 9-yard line. Second back through, it's going to be the fullback who gets the call this time off the left side tackle. Muscling his way is Michael Gersher, and he's going to pick up about 3. Be stopped up at the 4-yard line, the Maple Leaf 4-yard line. Zach Comfrey in there on the left side along with Jordan Jackson.
I couldn't see who made that final stop over there. It looked like maybe Schwarzendruber.
Okay.
At the end, there was about 3 guys hit him. But the last guy that hit him was the one who actually made sure he didn't get to the end zone.
Leafs going to try to flex their muscles, see if they can't do something here with their backs against the wall. 2nd down, 4 yards to go for the Morris Redskins this time. 2 tight end set. Leafs going with a little bit of a shift as they send everybody down there and flying right on through the line. The Leafs are going to stop them up short of the goal line. A gain of about 2. So 3rd down and 3 yards to the goal line.
The last 2 plays have been very good defensively for the Leafs. The Redskin line had been really beating them off the ball, and the Leafs have really stepped it up here, putting a goal line stand to it. They'd have to do it 2 more times.
Right now, that's the first time we've seen Morris go with the 2 tight end set. Most of the time spreading things out. This defensive line has gotten a little bit bigger. They're going to send 6 down linemen this time and bring the house as everybody's packed into the box. 3 yards and just 3 yards to get a touchdown. 3rd down and 3. Quarterback keeper up the middle and in for a score. Quarterback keeps him himself, Ricky Del Ferro, to make it a 20-0 ball game here from Morris, Illinois.
Well, the Leafs had everybody packed in the box too, but they must have got a key block in there because there was a seam and he walked into the end zone.
For this and every touchdown score.
Got past that first line and it was free running. Ricky Del Ferro as they try to put the extra point to capitalize in. Right now a 20-0 lead for Morris.
Now where they placed their receiver at the end in the goal end zone was right in the middle of the band. That's where it should land.
It's up.
Cleared the band.
And it's
barely.
no good.
The extra point is no good.
Ooh.
On the other side of the goalpost, so that makes it a 20-0 ball game right now.
Morris has all the momentum in their favor right now. They just feel all the confidence in the world. The Leafs that need to figure out how to get it. They need a big break. They need a break kickoff return. They need to break something big here. The officials are talking to Jordan Jackson out there.
Both captains.
Both captains. What they're going to do is they're just saying, hey, let's tell your players to keep it down because there was a little extracurricular stuff going on. I see them kind of trying to talk to a couple players earlier. It was a handshake, and they said, okay, we'll tell them.
This is always a very intense game, and that scoring drive was 5 plays, 50 yards, 2 minutes, 35 seconds, as Ricky Del Ferro made it a 2-yard run and made it a 20-0 ball game as the extra point was no good that time. First one missed for the Morris Redskins. Ready here in a sec to resume football. 7:45 to go in the first half. 20-0 right now. The Redskins leading the Maple Leafs here on TV 50 and WGRG alongside Coach Bob Pettit. I'm Zach Mackey. Keith Kennett and Willis Andel also joining us here this evening.
Sometimes a missed extra point is a break you need. We've got a long ways to go in this game for it to be a factor, but you never know. Something has to change the tide, change the momentum.
Kind of a squib kick. It's only going to the first level. It's going to be caught and trying to get a little extra yardage in there as the Leaf man at the second level. Didn't quite get a number on him. We'll see him when he gets up. I believe that was number 82, Noah Aper, who caught that one to the second level. Kind of a scoop kick, so it gives good field position for the Leafs.
Noah ran parallel to the yard markers, down markers, and he didn't head upfield quite soon enough. Might have picked up a couple, but he doesn't run the ball a lot.
It's kind of fun when you get to see the ball in those times. Come to me. 1st and 10 for this Leaf offense. 2 tight end set. They give it off to the second back off tackle. It's going to be the second man through the hole. And pickup of about 3 or 4 on the play. Kind of Geneseo football right there. Jordan Jackson. Actually, they're going to give him about 4, so we'll say second down and 6 yards to go here for the Leafs.
Nice hole at the line of scrimmage, and he hit that hole hard, but they filled really quickly. They really flighted the ball. It came from across the field very, very quickly and stuffed that thing up, made sure there wasn't a big gainer.
See if the Leafs can't sustain this type of offensive drive. They've done it good on the first couple of plays. See if they can't make it through an entire series to the end zone. Here we go. It's going to be the second back after the fake handoff. Jordan Jackson around the left side. A pickup of another about 4 yards. So it brings up 3rd down and 2 yards to go. And Jackson's a little bit slow to get up. He looked a little bit rattled after that first play, and he definitely looks rattled after this second play now.
Once again, Leafs got the key blocks at the line of scrimmage. You know, you get the play off on the right foot, but they just have great pursuit there. They just shut off that big breaker. They have multiple tacklers after you break the line of scrimmage.
Tim gets the play from his sideline, and now he relays it to his huddle, who breaks the huddle with a 3rd down opportunity, a big one. 3rd and 2 yards to go with 2 tight ends set. Toon is going to take it. The Redskins offense was not set yet. Diving for it, and they got it. A 1st down. It's going to be for the Leafs. Just a little smash mouth football right there for Cade Humphreys, the fullback, who picks up 3.
They gave him that really quickly. I thought it was almost measurable, but they gave him that 1st down. It was very, very close, Zach.
It looks
but we're going to take it.
Looks like Coach Alan Thorson was on your side. He's talking to the official now, having a word, saying.
Yeah, but it's too late. The sticks are gone. Official saying, you know what? You might have a point, but save it for tomorrow.
1st and 10, 20-0. The Redskins lead the Maple Leafs. We're sitting with 5:55 left to go here in the first half.
I've been on that side of the discussion too many times. Official says, save that. We'll talk later.
Receiver split out over to the right. In motion goes Raps, but it's going to be given to the fullback, Humphreys. Nothing going for him. A pickup of 1. And so far, they've been keen on that fullback. Humphreys, not with much going on offensively. He struggled to be able to get the ball offensively down the field. 2nd down and 9 yards to go now.
Again, on that first series, there was a little seam at the line of scrimmage, which obviously you have to start the play. And on all 3 plays, but that one was just none. There was just nothing there. Humphreys had to try to fight for every inch he got on that one, and he picked up about a yard.
Well, the Leafs break the huddle here now. Toon eyes his offense, split out over to the right. Is Wise, and there was a jump on this near side. Not on the same page. Noah Aper left a little bit early, and he's going to be marked off 5. That's now 2 series, back-to-back series, where the Leafs have had something good going and been put back because of penalties.
Now the Redskins had that penalty go against them a couple different times, but they overcome it. And that's what the Leafs have to realize, you know, you can overcome this. It's just 2nd and big, but you can get a big play right here to get it back.
So after that 5-yard penalty, 2nd down and 15 yards to go. The Leafs are on their own 40-yard line. Toon, he's getting his workout in today. He's going over to the sideline quite a number of times, not running it in. So He runs all the way to the huddle, gets it in, and they break it here now. Morris defense trying to get set. Toone's going to drop back. Flag goes into the air. He looks in the flat. He's got Jackson wide open. So Jackson's going to take it back to the 40, 45, and he's out at about midfield around the 50. A pickup of about 7 or 8 on the play. Jackson was hoping for maybe a little bit of a late hit or something. He was kind of hit on the feet while he was coming out of bounds, but no flag on that, but there was a flag right away, and it looks like it might be 2 men in motion or an illegal shift. Yeah, it is. And that play is coming back. An illegal shift.
They're going to take it. They're going to take that back. Yeah, they had the opportunity to decline that and let them have the gain. It would have been third and still pretty substantial, about 3rd and 8 maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'd say.
And we're going to go back to 2nd down.
That'll make it 2nd and 19.
Yep, illegal shift, which means there were 2 guys in the backfield in motion at the same time. That will bring it back from the line of scrimmage. So 2nd down this time and just under 20, about 19 right now for the Leafs. They're back with their backs against the wall as they send Aper out, split to the right, in motion and back, looking to the air. Aper's going. It's going to be Wise actually who catches it on the right side after about a 5 and out. He gets 5 yards, 2nd down, and now 16 yards to go. 15 yards to go to the 1st down. A long 3rd down play.
Turns out to be a pretty good decision on the Redskins' part. If the Leafs had picked up a big gainer on that 2nd down replay, it might not have been a good decision. But the Redskins have all the confidence and the momentum going for them right now. They feel like they can stop the Leafs anytime they want.
Long 3rd down play. Don't be surprised if the Leafs look to the air here, as it's going to be a timeout called by the Leafs. Took a little bit of time to get the play in, as it is a big 3rd down, a crucial situation for the Leafs. Coach Larry Johnson will burn his first one here in the 2nd quarter. That time's starting to get to you, too. You don't realize it until the whole bunch of running teams. We're down to 3:52 left to go in the 1st half. A 20-0 lead right now for the Morris Redskins over the Maple Leafs.
Obviously, the Leafs would like to convert this thing and get a score here in the 1st half. You go in the locker room with a little bit of momentum, but you know they really don't want to give the Redskins the ball with that much time left on the clock. They're just too powerful. To go down, go down to halftime 4 scores down would be very difficult.
It would.
Makes a tougher conversation at halftime.
Well, for sure. Leafs are hoping to bring it in a little bit. They've had some sparks, some good-looking plays, but haven't been able to sustain it over a long, extensive drive.
Big play here and a conversion and a score. Go into the halftime 2 scores down would be, eons different than going in 4 scores down. The conversation would be very different.
Huge 3rd down opportunity here as the Leafs break the huddle, and there's some confusion. They're looking over to the sidelines, but now they're sent at the offensive line. Taking the snap, dropping back off to his left, Toone, and he's trying to look. He's got a man way downfield. He's taking a shot down the field, and it's going to be caught. A 1st down and then some, a 30-yard plus pass play down the right side of the field, and the Leafs are cooking into Morris territory now.
That's the big play we were just talking about, Zach. You got to convert that 3rd down play, and then we got to take that momentum and put this baby in the end zone. You got plenty of time to get that done. It's amazing what can be done, if you just start believing you can get her done. He was wide open down the sideline.
Yeah, on that near side, it was your good old number 24, Drew Rapps, who got that one, and they're going to give it off over to Rapps again, I believe, on the right side, and he's going to pick up 5. 2nd down and 5 yards to go. That was Rapps right on the near side. Good throw and good catch coming out of Toone and the Rapps connection there. That was the biggest play so far for the Leafs of the contest. 3:22 left to go in the 1st half. 2nd down and 5 yards to go. They're in Morris territory at about their 30-yard line, 32-yard line. Taking it under center. They're going to give it to the jet sweep around this near side. It's going to be Jackson. Picks up a good substantial amount of yardage, brings the 1st down and brings it inside the 10-yard line. First and goal for the Leafs for the first time today.
That'll be 1st and goal from the Redskins.
Now, when I talked about scoring here and coming in only 2 scores down, I was talking about taking a little bit of time. We don't want to give them a whole 3 minutes left on the clock with their offense. But some point in time, you have to stand up defensively too. So maybe this is the time. Put it in the end zone and hold.
Leafs are going to spread one out over to the right side. A tight end on the left. Toon is going to take it, give it to the second back, Jackson, who cuts it up around the guard. It was intended to go outside tackle, but it went upside guard, and it was a pickup of 2 or 3 on the play. Second down now, and about 6 yards to go on the 6-yard line before a score. So far, when we read the scoring drives for Morris, it's been a lot of really quick plays. Just about all of those scoring drives under 3 minutes at about the 2-minute mark. So like you said, you got to be substantial and ready to put up a little bit of a defensive performance now. The clock's at 2:30 left to go with the first half. Another receiver split out to the right. This time it's going to be Raps who gets it on the toss, and he's into the end zone. The Leafs are on the board here in the first half. They go ahead and make it a 20-6 ball game.
Always looking for turning points when you can turn momentum. Oh, you're going to give a pizza away.
We are. Be the first caller to the Roma Pizza and say easy cheese, and you'll win a free Lawrence 2-topping pizza. WGRG radio listeners only, 1 winner per season, and must redeem within 1 week. La Roma Pizza, 944-6171. That's easy cheese. You got to tell them.
Easy cheese. Does that have any particular meaning?
No, it doesn't, but it was easy cheese for the Leafs there on that series. Down the field they go to make it a 20-6. Trying to cap it off here is going to be Hinton, and his extra points right through the uprights. Good distance on that one. A 20-7 ball game now, and it looks, like you said, a lot better going into halftime than what a 20-0 or even a 27-0 score looks.
Always looking for turning points in a ball game, something that turns you around, turns the momentum tide and everything. And that big third down pass play by Toon. Just, it's hard to tell what that's going to get done. But right now, they're going to have an opportunity to help dictate what that does. If they get a stop here in the final 2 minutes and 24 seconds going to halftime and make some adjustments.
Well, it was a good old Geneseo drive. 10 yards, 5 minutes, 21 seconds. It went 66 yards, and it ended up being capped off by a Drew Raps touchdown run for 6 yards. Jack Hinton sent one through the uprights, and that marks it 20-7. Right now, the Morris Redskins over the Geneseo Maple Leafs. And for the first time to kick off today, Jack Hinton.
If they don't convert that third down, it's not going to do this pretty, though, Zach.
Yeah, that was a huge play.
That was a huge play.
Of those 66 yards that the Leafs traveled, they did about 35 or so of them on just one offensive play. Drew Raps caught a pass right on the Geneseo sideline from Toon. That was magnificent. This one's going to be a squib kick at about the 20. It's going to be fielded at the second level, and he's going to be hit right away. The Leafs were down the field quickly.
I see Schwarzenegger popped up, and I think it was Colin Murphy maybe that got down there and got that tackle. One of them got the credit.
Murphy, a good one of those special team guys. We'll start 1st and 10 here for the Morris Redskins, and they have just 2 minutes, 23 seconds. You're not in no man's land or safe yet. They've been able to score, and they've done so quickly so far, and they look to do the same this drive. 2 to the right, 2 to the left, spread out, and out of the gun working is going to be Ricky Del Ferro. He takes it and hands it off. And the Leafs got a whole pile of them there to stop him on the right side. Michael Freeney had nowhere to go, and he's going to be stopped up with a loss on the play of about 3 yards. 2nd down and 13.
Jackson came off the bottom of the pile. Hunter Girton was in on that play. They have 4 or 5 Leafs over there. Going to snuff that one out. And again, it's the same Leaf team that couldn't make that tackle early in the game, but momentum is phenomenal.
And it is. There were 3 of them there right away on him. Good looking play offensively, and just like that, Morris working a little bit slower, slowing things down. If, hey, they get a big get up on that play, maybe they're working quickly, trying to get down the field in a hurry. A minute 40 now, that clock still rolling. This time dropping back, he's going to send one over to the flat. And again, loss on the play, if about a yard. Raps was right there to get him, and so was Jordan Jackson quickly. A loss of 1, and it brings up 3rd down, and now 13 yards to go.
And that's going to stop the clock here as the receiver goes out of bounds, and the Leafs are actually thinking about getting that ball back now. They get one more stop to make here at 3rd and 13, and they get the football back.
3rd down, 13 yards to go. Clock at a minute 32, and Leafs still have 2 of those timeouts to burn. They used one of them offensively. Morris with two timeouts. They're going to send 3 receivers to the left, trips to the left, 1 sole receiver to the right, 1 to the backfield with Del Ferro. He'll look to the air. No, he'll keep it. Using his own feet, and after a couple of slip-ups on the field, that field's starting to get wet. It's going to be a big, substantial pickup on the play. Not enough for a first down.
He's just going to be just a couple yards short, Zach. And that pile kept moving, inching it closer and closer to that first down marker.
Ball spotted at the 32-yard.
Oh, my goodness, he's within a yard now. They got a decision to make on 4th down.
This is going to be a big decision, turning point maybe right now with 1:11. If you try to go for it, you could maybe spark some offense, or you give it to Geneseo in fantastic field position after they just scored. 1:11 left to go in this first half. 4th down and a yard.
Well, the Leafs called the timeout, so they're confident that they're going to kick it, or they're confident they can hold them right there, no matter which way they go. Either way would be surely, a great opportunity for the Leafs, but well, you'd hate to see them go for this thing on 4th down, pick it up, and then decide to try to take it downfield. Again, turning point time. Whoever wins this play right here is going to have some momentum.
Well, we haven't mentioned it's a cold one out there. We haven't mentioned it because we're inside the nice booth. It's Keith Kennett up there who is outside doing your camera work on the replay you'll see, and he is braving the cold for us up at top. I can feel the press box shaking. I don't know if it's because he's so cold up there or what it is.
Usually it's Keith telling us to quit shaking because the camera's moving, but he's up there. He's got that heavy coat on, but he's got a big smile on his face right now. I just know it.
4th down and a yard, and it looks like they're going to go for it. Under center, Del Foro, and the Leafs jumped offside. It's going to be good enough for a first down.
Just a little anxious.
That's one of those hard plays when you're on that defensive line. You want to be able to go, get off the ball quickly, but yet you don't want to do that.
I was a little bit surprised at what the defense they came out on. I can't second guess because I don't know even an ounce of by comparison to Coach Mackey, but they had some wide splits there. If he decided to quarterback sneak that thing, it could have been pretty easy. They must have had a good feel that they were going to run something different.
First down and 10 yards to go now. Morris is working from their own 42-yard line. 1:11 left on the clock as quarterback's going to go out of the shotgun snap. He's going to hand it off to the receiver coming on the near side in Cameron Deerfield, who's going to get around the edge, pick up 7. The clock is still moving. They're trying to do an up-tempo offense here now. 2nd down and 3 yards to go for this Morris squad, down to 55 seconds.
Once again, Leafs missed a couple tackles there. It looked like they had him running parallel to the line of scrimmage, but just couldn't get him down.
A lot of time coming off that clock. We're down to 45 seconds here now, and he's going to go ahead and keep it himself. Quarterback keeper around the right side for Reno is around midfield. He's into Geneseo territory, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 43-yard line by Tyler Thompson. It was Zach Olson on this near side. That's good enough for a first down, and he got out of bounds. Stops the clock with 38 seconds to go here in the first half.
The key was that he did get out of bounds. He was watching that all the way. He knew he was going for the sideline. He was not going to get tackled in the middle of the field and waste the timeout.
Oh, a sticky situation here for the Leafs. They want to get out of here with a 20-7 score at halftime.
They have 2 timeouts to spend, does Morris.
1 to the left, 2 to the right. Out of the gun working with an eye back behind him. He's going to give it off to that eye back and working around, squeaming around the left side. He's got a first down run. Out of bounds he goes, a gain of 13, and he gets out of bounds too. 31 seconds to play here in the first half. The Leafs are trying to hope that clock keeps running, but credit to the Redskins. They go and they get out of bounds.
Picked up the big gainer, looked again. They were running parallel to the line of scrimmage, and he just got around the edge and dipped out of bounds. Only spent about 7 seconds on the play and picked up a nice gainer and a first down.
Michael Feeney was the ball carrier on that left side. Now, the Redskins have 1 timeout still if they want to use it. They're down to 31.2 seconds. See Coach Johnson trying to get him fired up. His screw on that far side. Trips to the right, 1 sole receiver to the left. Out of the gun working, he's going to look to his right where the trips is. Throw it into the air, wide open, and caught at about the 14-yard line.
That
wide
ball,
open.
He stopped the clock. I think he stopped the clock to move the chains, but he was in bounds.
And they're going to take a timeout.
Okay, yeah, because that clock would have had to start again. He received that ball and stayed in bounds when he hit the ground.
Cameron Drainsfeld was the wide open receiver.
And wide open is exactly a good description, Zach. If that ball had not been thrown behind him, it could have been a score. The ball was behind him. He had to come back for the ball and kind of got twisted around and had to fall to the ground as he caught it. Otherwise, it could have been trouble.
Want to talk about momentum. There's the potential of it being a huge swing right now. The Redskins just called timeout. They have it at the Green Machine 14-yard line. They're looking to score with just 25 seconds to go until we have halftime. Here from Morris, Illinois, this Leafs defense is going to be called upon to come up with a big stop. Now, there's no timeouts left for the Morris Redskins. And we looked at their kicker struggles with length. He might be good, though, from right now it'd be, a 32-yard field goal. We'll see. Trips to the left, one sole receiver to the right. It's going to be a jump ball thrown up to the right side and incomplete. No good. A tall, lengthy fella in Tyler Spizo at 6'4", 201. There is a flag down.
Two officials right on top of that ball, and it did not pull a flag out. The flag is...
is it going to be... It's running into the... Roughing the passer is going to be the call. Oh, wow.
Leafs not getting called on the end zone defensive back where there was a little contact. Dodged that bullet, end up getting a roughing the passer call, and it is going to be 1st and goal on the 7.
Wow. Zach Olson, credit him with the defense there. He was right in the face of the much taller, much bigger Tyler Spizo, but Spizo not able to hold that one in at 6'4", 204. 1st and goal.
Unfortunately, Tyler had his back to the ball.
Here we go. 20 seconds left to go. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. And Frio is going to call his own number around the right edge. There's a hold call, and the referee throws the flag. He's going to be out of bounds anyway. At about the 2-yard line is going to be Ricky Del Ferro. And this near referee in the white hat, he saw it. Hold on the Redskins. That will move things back. And we're down to 16 seconds left to go here in the first half.
Well, that's going to move the Redskins back. The clock is stopped at 16 seconds. And again, it kind of moved them out of their field goal range, from what we've seen on the extra point situation. So they are going to go for it here. They've got a couple downs to do it.
So a spot foul moves it back to the 20-yard line. It's 1st and goal from the Geneseo 20 for the Morris Redskins. And they're taking a while to get this play in.
Willis, do you have them out of timeouts, or do they have one left? Oh, you don't know?
Okay, they got it on the scoreboard as each having one timeout left. Okay.
That's what I couldn't. The scoreboard says they do have one.
Okay.
I can't remember whether they used that other one or not.
Out of the gun working, Del Frio. He's going to drop back, look to the air. He's under pressure, and he's going to be brought down and sacked. A whole bunch of Leafs. First to get to him was Cosgrave around this left side edge, making a huge offensive play right there. And the clock's now going to be stopped by head coach Alan Thorson to use he did have one more, his last and final timeout with 8.2 seconds left to go in the first half.
Jackson was in on it. Hunter Girton was in on it. Somebody over there on the far side was in on it.
One of the first times the Leafs have gotten tremendous pressure on the edge, and it worked out.
Well, they just had an all-out come on that one and got a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Yeah, you're right, Zach. We haven't seen a lot of that today, and this could be just a huge, huge play with 8 seconds left to go in the game.
Leafs down the field were able to stop Morris one time, and that was more maybe credit to a couple of flags that took Morris back out of their territory. Otherwise, they've been able to score every offensive turn. But the Leafs threatening to maybe get their second stop of the evening right here with 8 seconds left to go. 2nd down and now 34 yards to go. At one point, it was 1st down at 7 yards to go. Man, things change in a flash.
With 20 seconds left to go, which is a lot more than 8.
Yeah.
It's amazing how precious those seconds are at this point of the game. Morris cannot afford to be tackled inbounds, or the game or the half will be over. So they're going to try to go into the end zone.
They are.
They may not even have time for a sideline pass.
So Geneseo's going to take 2 safeties over the top. It's going to be just a lob up, Hail Mary type throw. This one high into the air, Del Frio, and it's going to be stopped up. Great coverage on the near side to knock it down. Zach Olson goes ahead, and 1.5 seconds still left on the clock. They're going to get one more try at it.
The field judges back there are really pretty lenient because that offensive player grabbed Zach Olson by the helmet and drug him to the ground. I suppose you could interpret that as being reaching for the football, but he just grabbed him by the helmet as he was trying to receive the football.
Well, don't be surprised if Morris does the same thing one more time. They get one more try at it, and it's such a dangerous play for the Leafs. Just throw it up, and they got a couple of tall fellas, 2 over 6'4". The Leafs have 2 safeties back deep and a couple of DBs all over them. So Del Frio's going to drop back. He's going to go into the flat this time, there to meet him, but missing the tackle is going to be Humphreys. Ended up being brought down by Zach Humphrey. And after a stressful last couple of seconds, that half is going to rest. 20-7. The Morris Redskins lead the Leafs. Man, how different this could be going into halftime.
The turning point was that third down play. Again, they could have, if they don't make that, the likelihood of the Redskins scoring is probably very high, and we could be down by 4 scores instead of 2. And exactly, we talked about at the time, Zach, and what a turnaround that was. They have something different to talk about at halftime now. They can make some adjustments and come out and play the second half.
Well, half the ball game in the books. 20-7, the Redskins over the Green Machine. We'll be back with second half action here on WGRG and TV 50.
This TV 50 telecast is sponsored in part by Hazelwood Homes, Dairy Queen, Eric Henderson and Greg Anderson of Country Financial, Turpins of Geneseo, Geneseo Telephone Company, Central Bank, B&B Lawn Equipment and Cyclery, Vandemore Funeral Home, Northside Rexall Drug, Hammond Henry Hospital, ProTech Auto Body, Village Home Stores, Liberty Village, Farmers National Bank. Please patronize our sponsors and let them know you appreciate their support of this TV 50 telecast.
Well, we're back from Morris, Illinois. Happy to be along with you. Alongside Coach Bob Bennett, I'm Zach Mackey. It's the whole TV 50 crew here in Morris, Illinois, bringing you this one. And the Leafs are getting the final warm-ups in as we are just set for the second half. Coming at you, just a minute 20 till we get things back set up. And the Leafs are going to be kicking off to start this second half. Taking a look at some of the numbers over the halftime. The Leafs sitting with 130 total yards, 86 on the ground, 44 coming from the air. And Morris with 285 total yards, 228 coming, pounding it on the ground. Leading rusher so far for the Leafs, Jordan Jackson. He's got 41 yards on his 12 carries. Sitting in second place, Drew Rapps is 29 yards on his 6 carries, and Kyle Toon is 3 for 4 from the air, 44-yard completion, and the big one bringing it in, Drew Rapps, 2 receptions for 40 yards. For that side of things, Morris's big rusher has been Keegan Sobel, 7 carries, 87 yards, and a TD. Michael Finney has 6 carries, 53 yards, and also has himself a touchdown so far in this one. Another big aspect of this, taking a look at it, has been penalties. Leafs with more penalties and for 41 yards so far in this one.
Penalties have been pretty even, actually. 41 yards for the Leafs, 38 for the Redskins. Seem like they've been momentum changers at times, but nothing like the third down play that Drew Rapps caught down the sideline. The huge momentum changer of the game at this point. But there's still a lot of football to be played and some momentum changes that have to occur in order for the Leafs to overcome this deficit and pick up a victory here, try to get that opening round playoff at home.
Redskins are going to send a duo back. They're going to send back their leading rusher right now, Michael Finney, to go along with Austin Hatcher back deep to receive those duo. And it's going to be Jack Hinton to kick off and resume the second half. We got 12 minutes on the clock, and we're just about ready.
There's not a flag in the facility here that's moving, so there apparently is no wind advantage either direction. Just a very still air.
A
Maybe that's what happens when the temperature plummets.
I guess. My goodness, though, imagine that coldness if that wind was blowing in your face. Wow. So we're fortunate with that. Surrounded by the building here at Morse is kind of how it works. Ball's teed up, and here we go. Back in action, and it's going to be a little bit of a squib kick. A high roller to the second level, jumping on it and down to the ground will go the Redskins at their own 32-yard line. They'll start 1st and 10.
That was one of the big boys in the front line, retreated back to get that ball, picked it up at the 33-yard line or so, and he just hit the ground. He was not about trying to run that thing.
After making those halftime adjustments, the Leafs are out here. We talked about it, Coach, during that halftime. The Geneseo team, usually a pretty good team when it comes to making those halftime adjustments and coming in. Coaching staffs have had their time with this. The Leafs have 3 down linemen they're going to rush with 2 tight ends set. He's going to give it off to the fullback right up the middle. A big carry up the middle for 5 yards out of Keegan Sobel.
Oh, my goodness, they're giving him a lot of forward progress on that after he crawled a couple of yards on his knees. But, again, the Leafs got to get a stop here.
After that marking, it brings up about 2nd down and 4 yards to go at their own 39-yard line for the Morris Redskins. 2 are spread out to the right, 1 to the left, 2 in the backfield in the I formation. As going under center now for back-to-back times is going to be Foucault over to the left side. He's got the edge, and he's on to the secondary. 1 man, and Zach Olson does his job and brings him down, wrestles him down after a pickup of about 20 on the play. 1st and 10 into Green Machine territory.
Zach Olson getting up a little bit slow after that tackle, and got official's timeout. That means he's going to have to leave. I'm expecting he's going to have to leave.
So Casey Zimpton, the trainer for the Leafs, is making her way out there to take a look at Olson, who's under his own power, jogging out there, and we're going to have a sub check it in.
We got some extra padding. It's going to be Nick Schwarzendruber checking in for him, and he picked up a little extra padding at halftime.
Yeah, he did. It almost looks like one of those clubs.
Yeah, he got up a little slow early in the first half and was holding his arm, so he apparently incurred a little bit of an injury here and was not starting the second half, but it didn't take long to get him in.
Del Ferro now under center is going to get it off to his lone back of the backfield. A pickup up the middle from Michael Finney. Right near that 1st down marking. He was 2nd on the team when it came to carries, 53 yards in the first half.
Now, at the end of the first half, the defensive line was really trying to stack up the line of scrimmage and keep him from getting that head of steam. But the first 3 plays here of this second half, the Redskin running backs have got a nice head of steam going up. And it's hard to bring them down once they get running full speed and get a seam at the line of scrimmage.
Defense has been going back and forth, switching between that 3-man and 4-man rush. Right now they have 3 down linemen on the line. 1 to the left, 2 to the right now. They're packing a lot into the box for the Green Machine. Under center now, and giving it off to the second back through the fullback, who's a hard runner, but he's met by a whole bunch of Leafs. It's going to be good enough for the 1st down, and the late flag comes in from the back official.
Yeah, they got the Redskin players are clapping, so they feel that's going to go against the Leafs. It's already a 1st down, and it's going to be a little more tacked onto that.
It looks like, was it one of those unsportsmanlike?
Yeah, a little extracurricular going on back there. And it's been kind of a chippy game both ways, and they decide they're going to try to put a stop to it. Unfortunately, you don't know who starts it and who retaliates, but they decide they're going to call this one on the Leafs.
After the penalty, the ball be spotted at 12-yard line. 1st down for the
Coach Johnson
Redskins.
takes him out right away, and he's having a word with him. 1st down at 10 yards to go now from the Geneseo 11-yard line. This is going to be another one of those big opportunities to come up with a stop with your back against the wall. They're in the red zone. Here are the Morris Redskins. 1 to the left, 1 to the right, 2 in the backfield. Under center, he takes the snap, second back through. Off tackle to the left side. He's weaving, he's turning, and he's into the end zone. Is Michael Finney to make it now a 26-7 ball game.
There wasn't anything going to save him on that play but a yellow flag, because he was not going to get tackled. It was just way too many options for him to find a seam out there. He could go in, he could go out, and he was going to get in the end zone either way.
If you're the Maple Leafs, you're going to have to tackle low, and you're going to have to read those blocks. They do a lot of moving, a lot of shifting, and so far a whole bunch of missed tackles down the field resulted in the touchdown. 26-7 now, and trying to put the cherry on top this time after he missed his last extra point.
Ooh, that looked to the right. Nope, that's good.
Just on the inside goes Dallas Hastings to make it 27-7 with 9:56 left to go in the third quarter.
The winning number is.
But you're right, Zach. It doesn't get very far over there. Those things,
4, 8.
those chip shots land pretty much in the grass, which is barely, maybe 5 yards behind the pole.
It's not much.
3, 4.
So,
8, 0.
but now down by 3 scores after that kind of nice little flurry there at the end of the first half. The Leafs find themselves giving up a quick score here, and they're going to have to return the favor, or they're going to find themselves out of the ballgame pretty quick.
Tyler Thompson, Zach Olson back deep to receive, trying to see if they can't get something. The big fella who was a lot of part of that drive was number 36 there, Keegan Sobel. He'll tee the ball up. We take a look at that scoring drive. It went 5 plays, 67 yards in 2 minutes and 4 seconds, and it was capped off by a Michael Freeney run for 12 yards. The kick was good by Dallas Hastings, and that makes it 27-7. Leafs trailing by 20 here from Morris, Illinois now. Kicks up, and we're back to action here in the third quarter. Far side, returning it up is going to be Thompson. He stopped up right away when he meets the defensive front of Morris. It's going to be a pickup of a couple of yards to the 21-yard line. Not terrible field position for the Leafs now. 1st and 10.
Looked like he was trying to make a cut, maybe slipped on that, and it's possible at this point in time they could be getting a little bit wet in the grass.
Leafs will have the ball. 1st and 10 at their own 22.
When it cools down like this, you might be getting some dew on the grass, and it might get slick out there.
Leafs, like they've done a majority of the day, they've split a receiver out, one to the left with a tight end to the right. This time, second back through. It's going to be given off to Jackson, who, with a couple of guys trying to pull him down, it doesn't work. He goes quite a number of yards and picks up 7 on the play. Picks up 6 on the play, 2nd down and 4.
Had one tackle just about broke, and there was one guy hanging on to a shoestring, brought him down, but that's still a nice gain by Jackson. Again, a good seam at the line of scrimmage, good blocking by the offensive line.
Cosgrave's going to be split up over to the right side, here to the nearest to us on the Morris sideline. This one going to be a sweep and given, but stopped up just by the ankles and just short of the first down marking. 3rd down and just merely a yard here now after that run coming out of wraps.
A big difference on those 2 plays from most of them in the first half, though. One man made those tackle. You know, early in the game, they were making 4 or 5 guys making a tackle, and you know, that's not almost breaking anything. But when one guy brings you down, you have an opportunity to break that thing if they continue that procedure. Getting better blocking when that occurs, obviously.
A little bit of movement on the line, but no call, no flag, and running it over to the right side. It's going to be Cade Humphreys who gets it enough for the first down, and the Leafs have their first down of the second half. 8:35 left to go in the third quarter, 27-7. Morris leads Geneseo here from Morris, Illinois.
I think we're getting better blocking in this first drive than we got in the first half as a whole. There's not nearly as many tacklers in on each play.
Cole Howard checked in and tackled that last play, then he checks back out as the Leafs send an extra tight end to the left side. Second back through, not much moving, but whirling right on through. Jackson trying to make something of nothing. And he'll pick up maybe 1 yard, trying to run this play wide. 2nd down and 9.
Spoke too soon about that swarm of tacklers not being there because there was quite a pursuit on the part of the Redskins on that play. They had about 5 guys. Jackson tried to get loose of a couple of them, but there was just more there than he could handle.
Brings up 2nd down, 9 yards to go. The Leafs still working in their own territory at the 35-yard line. Alongside Coach Bob Pettit, I'm Zach Mackey with WGRG and TV50. Keith Kennett, Willis Sandel joining us here from Morris, Illinois. This time, it's going to be the second back through, off tackle, and it's Raps who's trying to push together.
They wanted to pick up, they picked up about 3, but they wanted to pick up a little bit more so you don't have 2nd or 3rd and long. You have about 3rd and 5, but you know, the down and distance, you really want to get that thing down to 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. With regularity, you got a better chance of making those first downs.
The results in 3rd down and 5 yards to go now. Big 3rd down here in this drive. They could mark The Leafs are going to come out with a little energy here in the second half. We could see it right here. A big play coming. Receiver split out to the right. Another one is going to be down. 2 tight end set. Here we go. Dropping back to look is going to be 2, and he doesn't have the man open. He's going to run, readjust, and send this one into the air. It's a fight for the ball, and it lands incomplete. 3 Morris Redskins are in the territory to go up against Jackson on this near side, and he did all he could to just knock that ball down, prevent the interception, and the Leafs are going to have to punt it away.
He looked around, that ball was bouncing around, and he thought he was going to have to make a tackle. And it's a good thing he didn't, because that would have been great field position for the Redskins. It's going to be good enough as it is, but going to have to get a nice big punt from Hinton out of this, and then a stop.
4th down and 5 yards. Punting it away is going to be Hinton. 2 are deep set for Morris with 6:49 left to go here in the third quarter. Snaps there. Punt is up and away. It's high into the air, and they're not going to field it. The Leafs are going to go after it, and they'll down it at about the 30, let's say, 3-yard line.
Football's a crazy shape, isn't it? The ball looked like it was bouncing forward, and all of a sudden he decided to start bouncing backwards. It's kind of like one of those crazy balls. Leafs jumped out there and dive on it, stop it.
Morris going to start 1st and 10 now at their own 34-yard line.
Cole Howard is back on the field, and he's got those yellow shoes. It always looks like a flag out there.
He's a little bit easier to see with those yellow sleeves than some of those guys. You got Humphrey up there on the front line as well. Geneseo showing like they're bringing the linebackers in. They do. It's going to be given off over to the fullback, who makes it to the second level. Logan Weber coming up to make a tackle after a pickup of 8 on the play. It's not good anytime, most likely, that we call his name. And it's a hard hit safety that's not able to come up and crack a player, make a play. He stops the first down. 2nd down and about 2 yards to go here now.
Unfortunately, when you shoot those gaps, the Leafs had 2 guys shooting those gaps, and they picked the wrong gaps. The running back found a gap where they weren't shooting, got through that opening, that front line, and then there's not many people back there when you've already had a couple guys shoot.
Big fellow on the offensive line, number 66, Dylan Swartz for the Morris Redskins, checks out of the ball game. He's that left starting tackle. Second back through, off tackle, and getting some room. He's in the open field now, over to the 40, to the 35, missing a couple of tackles, swerving on through, and down inside the red zone to about the 14-yard line or so of the Maple Leafs. We do have a flag coming. It's right in front of the Geneseo bench, and we'll see. It was the side judge who threw that one. Weaving his way right on through was the fullback through there, Michael Gersher. And the officials are meeting at this time.
Ooh, the Redskins are backing up.
There we go.
I thought that was going to be a sideline warning or something on the Leafs.
That's what it looks like.
The Redskins, they're backing up. And that's going to bring this one back.
It is. Illegal block in the back. Going to be called on the Maple Leafs right in front of their own bench. Going to be called, on the Morris Redskins right in front of the Geneseo Maple Leaf bench. Now, it is a spot foul, so it is a first down, and we are in Geneseo territory. But instead of being at the 14-yard line, we're going to be at the Geneseo 42-yard line. 42 yards for a score for the Redskins.
Still a major gain for the Redskins, but they, as you said, they at least have 42 yards to go to pay dirt. At least have several more opportunities to catch them.
5:40 left to go in the third quarter. 27-7. The Redskins lead the Maple Leafs. One to the left, one to the right, under center. Del Frio now sends him in motion, drops back, and he's going to keep it himself. Kind of a bootleg. He hides it, but the Leafs defense does not fool them. Logan Weber is there, stays home. Himself and Olsen square up on the tackle. Zach Olsen, the near side corner. 2nd and 9 now after a gain of 1.
That was a great play by Logan Weber. Again, we don't like to call his number quite so often, but when you hold him for a 1-yard gain, we'll take that. Just did a really nice job of maintaining his balance and not falling for the fake. Olsen came and backed him up.
We're on a good side of the play. We're on the offensive side right now where we're sitting, so the bootleg's a little bit easier for us to see than if you're on the defensive side. Logan Weber doing a good job of smelling that one all the way out. 2nd down and 9 yards out of the gun. He spent a majority of the time under the center. He's going to hand this one off. And it's going to be...
That's Hunter Gurton over there wrestling him down. Had him stood up.
Fulton was the running back.
Yep, and a high tackle by Gurton, but he was able to wrestle him down.
Checking in there at one of those defensive line spots. Tyler Tates is in there now. So you got Tates, you got Howard, you got Humphrey up in front.
They're getting deep enough in the Leaf zone now where they have 2 plays to pick up this first down. So you really don't want to get, you not only want to stop them, but you really want to stop them short.
3rd down, 5 yards to go. Out of the gun working is going to be DeFrero, and he'll hand it off to the fullback behind him. He's going to be stopped up after getting about 5 yards, and it's going to be good enough for a first down. 1st and 10 now for the Redskins after a pickup of 5, and they bring it down to the Geneseo 30. That's just the fullback, and that's just going to have to be able to get somebody to get some momentum. He's such a downhill runner. He gets so many yards after contact, and they're picked up about 3 or 4 of them after he made contact at the line of scrimmage. Out of the gun working is going to be the Redskins. He drops back, looks to his left, into the air. He sends a high flyer to his big 6'4" receiver who catches it, brings it in right inside the pylon, and that's good enough for a score for the Morris Redskins.
That was a tip and a bobble, and he bobbled it about 3 times, but there was no pressure on him. He just pulled it in, walked into the end zone, and it's another 6.
Such height that the Redskins have. They use the height of senior 6'4" Nathan Holcomb, who gets it over his shoulder, dances in right on the inside of the pylon to make it a 33-7 score here from Morris with 3:28 to go in the 3rd quarter. The snap's good, holds on the point. The kick is up, and it is good as well. 34-7 now. That scoring drive right there was 6 plays, 66 yards, 3 minutes, 19 seconds. And it all ended with that pass play from Ricky Del Ferrero. Passes it on to Nathan Holcomb for 30 yards and the touchdown. Dallas Hastings' PAT is good. 34-7, Morris leading Geneseo.
Well, we talked at halftime, Zach, about how important it was to keep the number of scores and deficit down. They went into halftime only down 2, but they just weren't able to do too much with that here in this early going into the second half because Redskins come out on power. They're just scoring at will. 34-7 it stands right here. 3 minutes, 28 seconds left to go here in the 3rd quarter, and the Leafs are really going to have to put this one in the end zone. If they get a stop here, they're in deep trouble.
T-shirts, cowbells being brought out here for the Redskins. We're up in the Redskins press box, so we're on their side of the field looking towards the Maple Leaf side. So you'll be able to see on the replay here on TV 50.
You want a Redskins T-shirt? We could open the window and see if anybody's got an arm.
This one kind of a pooch kick. It's going to be caught at the 20-yard line on the near side by Cosgrave. He's going to take it about 10 yards to take it out of bounds at the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Leafs at their own 30-yard line now, and see if they can't find a little pay dirt here in the second half. Their one and lone score coming in the second quarter, near the end of it, and see if they can't get something near the end of the 3rd quarter with 3:25 left in the 3rd.
Haven't had what you call the sustained drive. They had a big play that got the score in the first half. Haven't had that sustained drive that's been so patented over the years. It got them those 40 playoff appearances.
This one's going to be the second back off the right side. It's a big get up, about 10 yards for the Leafs. He gets the first down, and it will bring now 1st and 10. Unless they're going to say he walked out a little bit early.
They are not going to.
They're not going to give him the first down, okay? Nope, they are going to. They are going to give him the first.
They just can't make up their mind over there, and they're making us sound bad, Zach. They did that just so we would get a little confused, but it's going to be 1st and 10, and the Leafs, that was a punishing run. There was a couple Redskins went flying.
2 tight ends this time. They give it off to the back. Raps, who's nailed as soon as he tries to get to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and a loss of 1 on the play. 2nd and 10.
It looked like he was going to try to outrun the Redskin defender to the sidelines over here and see if he could turn it up, but he decided to cut it back, and that was not a good decision because he got hammered.
That he did. He took a beating on that one. This is something, too, if you're the Leafs, you already clinched the playoffs. You know you're going to be playing when it comes next week. You want to remain healthy through this one. 34-7 right now. The Redskins lead the Leafs. As they spread one out to the right, Toon drops back, looks to the air, and sends this one over the head of his intended receiver, Jordan Jackson. And it is going to be incomplete, 3rd and 10.
Jordan Jackson got hit well after the pass, and Jordan was kind of pleading to the official that they was hit really late. The official didn't really take it very kindly.
No, he did not. He wasn't hearing it.
He was not hearing it. Fortunately, Jordan had a teammate come over and pull him aside and just say, hey, let her fly. Let it go. We need you in the game, which is good advice.
So we did have a flag, and it was called against the Redskins. It will move it. A first down is going to be for the Leafs, and it will move it down to the Morris Redskin territory, down to the 34-yard line.
I didn't see what it was.
I didn't either.
Unsportsmanlike somewhere?
Oh, chop block is going to. Oh, personal foul. Personal foul is what it was. It was a big get up for the Leafs, and it works in their favor. So now Jordan Jackson's going to get the call around the left edge. A pickup of 4 on the play. 2nd down and 6 yards to go. Penalties have either taken you or propelled you in a drive so far in today's game.
Well, it's been, again, it's a little bit of a chippy game. Both sides are, a little bit on edge. There's some stuff riding on this thing. Both teams come in at 6-2 and would like to be going to the playoffs at 7-2, but just a little bit extracurricular going on out there. And, besides the pride.
Here's the snap now coming from Toon, and nothing going that side. Met right at the line. 3rd down and 5.
He endured a lot of pain for that yard.
Not much moving that time. 3rd and 5 yards to go now. Another one of those big 3rd down plays. Cosgrave checks out, and they bring an extra tackle in. So Howard's in for this 3rd down play, maybe to go with an uneven set, add maybe an extra tackle on either side. One thing you know between these two, it's going to be a hard-nosed smash-mouth football game. And what we've seen so far, Rochelle winning that Morris winning that battle. This one's going to be handed off over to the left side. Jackson again. And we're going to see where they mark him. They mark him on the other side of the first down pylon, so it is a 1st and 10 opportunity now for the Leafs.
Jackson bumped pretty good in the backfield. Looked like he was going to get pushed back for a loss, but once he turned that corner, picked up about 10 yards after that original contact deep in the backfield. Did a nice job of turning the corner.
The best drive so far we've seen in the second half coming right now for the Leafs. They've got a couple of first downs they've piled up. We're on to the Morris now 34-yard line. Here's going to be the pitch, the sweep around the left side. Stopped up after a pickup of 3. And it will bring up now a 2nd down at 7 yards to go.
You're right, Zach. This is more of the sustained type drive that, the Maple Leafs, the Green Machine is famous for. It's got them where they are and made them what they are. And, we're finally seeing this here. They hadn't had one really in the first quarter and a half, 2.5 quarters.
2nd down, 7 yards to go here now. One receiver spread out over to the right side with the tight end set on the left side. An uneven line. They got 3 down linemen to the Morris Redskins.
Oh, that's just
breaking through a couple of tackles on into the secondary. It's going to be Raps. He's got a 1st down.
That's just hard-nosed running because he was really, really wrapped almost midway behind the line of scrimmage.
Leafs trying to work quickly here, get something going. 1st down at 10 yards to go. They're going out of the Morris 20-yard line as Toon's going to get the play, get it into the huddle. Down to 35 seconds left to go here in the 3rd quarter, and time is ticking as it's running after the 1st down play. One tight end to the right, a receiver split out over to the left. Unbalanced line to the left side, and it's going to be given off over to Jackson, who's going to miss the tackle, get through into the secondary, and a flag comes flying way back from the official. That's good enough for a 1st down run, but we got to see what the tackle or what the flag's on. It was thrown by the far official, as far away from the play as you can get, and he had to have an arm to zoom that one in there. He's
talking with Dalton Stage, and
illegal block in the back.
Yeah, he was talking with Dalton, and it's really strange that you have a game like this where you haven't had one all year long.
Yeah, usually that's cleaned up by week 9.
Yeah,
2 playoff teams.
I'm just wondering if the officials just are not keeping this thing under control, or I'm not sure what's going on out there, but first glance, I was saying the players are a little bit chippy, but I'm wondering if the officials aren't just a little chippy right now.
It's just as cold for them out there right now. 39 degrees from what we hear.
I hope, I hope they didn't have as bad a day as it seems.
Down to 3 seconds, 2, and that's going to be the end of the third. It will start 1st and 10, 1st and 20 for the Maple Leafs to welcome them into the fourth quarter. They're driving a little bit, but currently trail 34-7 to the Morris Redskins.
This TV 50 telecast is sponsored in part by Hazelwood Homes, Dairy Queen, Eric Henderson and Greg Anderson of Country Financial, Turpins of Geneseo, Geneseo Telephone Company, Central Bank, B&B Lawn Equipment and Cyclery, Vandemore Funeral Home, Northside Rexall Drug, Hammond Henry Hospital, ProTech Auto Body, Village Home Stores, Liberty Village, Farmers National Bank. Please patronize our sponsors and let them know you appreciate their support of this TV 50 telecast.
Well, we're on and ready for the fourth quarter. 34-7 right now. The Morris Redskins currently lead the Green Machine from Geneseo. We're here in Morris alongside Coach Bob Pettit. I'm Zach Mackey, and the Leafs are driving a little bit, getting something together. That block in the back brought them back at the end of the third, so it's going to be a 1st and 20 opportunity for them to welcome in the fourth quarter.
It would have been a 1st and goal inside the 10-yard line, Zach, and boy, what a difference that makes when it moves it out to the 28-yard line. Now the Redskins just had a couple of devastating, or potentially devastating calls against them on the last drive, but they overcame them, put the ball in the end zone, and the Green Machine's going to have to do the same right here. They're going to have to get really gritty and pick up this 1st and 20.
Leafs go ahead and huddle up here, get the play from quarterback Toon. Quarterback Kyle Toon, the junior, 6'1", 170-pounder. Eyes his line with 2 tight ends set. He takes the snap, drops back, looks to the air now, and he airs it out to the deep man he's got. It's going to be caught by Aper, who's trying to make a move in for the score, and the Leafs go ahead and make it a 34-14 ball game. After going to the air, Noah Aper brings that one in, gets a little extra on it, and makes it a 34-13 ball game.
No flags on that play, and we talked about Noah Aper not returning a kickoff earlier because he didn't run the ball much. He made a nice little move at the end of that after the catch.
Now we're going to see if Hinton can't make this a 20-point ball game yet again. Snap is there, hold is there. The snap was a little bit low, but the kick is up, and it's good. That doesn't matter. 34-14 now, and who would have known that the Leafs' 2 offensive plays that they have scored on have been set up or either scored by the pass play. They've gone to the air when they've needed to.
A couple nice big plays. Again, the Leafs had a nice sustained drive going until they ran into that blocking the back penalty and pushed them back, and they had to pick up some big yardage on 1st and 20, and they got it all. They picked up the full 30 on that play.
Well, the Leafs had to go 70 yards in 3 minutes, 27 seconds, and 9 plays to cap off the score. It was Kyle Toon's pass to Noah Aper, a 28-yard touchdown pass, and Jack Hinton puts the extra point through the uprights. That makes it a 34-14 ball game here now from Morris, Illinois. And
I hate to be the bearer of awkward news, but that ball was a little bit underthrown. It was a dang good thing because the coverage on Noah Aper was really pretty good, but Noah saw the ball, came back for it, and the receiver kept going, which is what opened up Noah to catch the football. Then he had to put a little move on him after the catch.
That did. It was not an easy throw, like you said. There was coverage coming at him. Guys from a couple of different angles, but Toon gets it off, finds Aper. Forget how big of a target Aper is out there, too. At 6'3", 205. He was going up against much shorter, much smaller DB on the right side of the line, and we're just waiting to get the football switched out here. Trying to get the kicking ball.
Well, as loud as that speaker is inside this booth,
I can't imagine what Keith's hearing right now.
His ears are going to be ringing all the way home. It's loud out there.
Here we go. We get the football back. He gets complicated, switching all those footballs out, everything. I'm experienced in that part back in the day.
I remember. I actually remember talking about that. Yeah. Here comes Zach Mackey with a new football.
Back in play. A little bit of a double just past the 40-yard line, and he sees a whole bunch of Green Machine coming. He'll take a slide down to the ground and start with pretty good field position from the Morris Redskin now 35-yard line. It will restart 1st and 10.
I don't think that slide was intentional, Zach. I really think there is a little dew forming out there, and feet went out from under him. We weren't seeing that in the first half, but we've seen a couple of those occasions there in the second half. And almost a full quarter to go. You never know, but it's a 20-point deficit for the Leafs.
Well, we got the train coming on through here now in the 4th quarter. 11:51 left to go still in this one. 34-14, Morris leads it. Leafs defense, who seems to have spent a lot of time on the field in the second half. The Geneseo offense scored so quickly in that last drive, just 3 minutes, 24 seconds. And this time now they're out there again.
Oh, slipped off the
tackle on the right side is going to lead to a little bit of extra yardage near the Geneseo sideline. It's a pickup of 8, second down now, and just 2 yards to go.
River Griffin looked like he had him in the backfield and did detain him for a while. You know, you'd hope his teammates would come up and help, but he was able to elude River and pick up the big yardage on the play.
It looks like the Morris Redskins have went ahead and decided to put the number 2 offensive line in. They've gone with the secondary guys up front. Still going with the same quarterback in the same backfield, but they've switched a few things out here and there. Second down and 2 yards to go with 11:42 in the 4th. This one, buying right on through into the secondary, goes on ahead, does Michael Gersher for a 1st down run into Geneseo territory.
A lot of new jerseys out there for the Leafs as well. We got number 19 Colton Pischke out there. I believe we got. That's a single digit on the other side. Is that Verplates maybe, or I'm not sure who that is on the far side. We're getting a lot of fresh jerseys in there. That's number 8.
We do not have it.
Caden Rink is in ready for the sophomore. I'm not sure exactly.
We'll try to get those names as they come. 1st down and 10-yard try here now for Morris. Over to the right side. It's going to be breaking through a couple of tackles and getting on into the secondary. Michael Friendly is going to get a 5-yard 1st down run. 2nd and 5 now.
Ryan Cass in the ball game. Heath Henderson in the ball game. I think both teams are saying we're in the playoffs. Shane Holmstrom's over on the defensive line on the far side.
Braden Reese in the lineup.
Yep, number 78. Cole Howard has been in the ballgame quite a bit tonight, but he's in the anchor in the middle of this defensive line right now. And again, both teams are kind of saying we're in the playoffs. Let's not get anybody hurt.
2 to the far, 1 to the left. New quarterback in the pocket for Morris, and this one's going to be put on the ground, run right up the middle. In there for number 42, Marique Herapertzer, the running back, senior, 6 foot 177-pounder.
Joe Stoll's in on that. Colin Murphy's in on the defensive side. Get a lot of fresh guys in here. Like to get their name called. River Griffin, we talked about already. So have we got everybody? It's hard to tell.
So the quarterback who takes over in there is Nathan Holcomb. He caught that touchdown pass, one of the 6'4 guys. Going to take a couple of snaps under center now.
Well, you're still developing your depth, even in the very last game of the year, just in case somebody gets hurt in the playoff game. You got to have that second guy to step up. So if they need a few snaps, they need a few plays, let's get them in.
Well, with those secondary guys in, didn't quite get the playoff in time. We'll back it up 5. Delay a game called against the Morris Redskins. 10:03 left to go here in the 4th quarter. 34-14. The Morris Redskins are leading the Green Machine. When you look at the all-time series, Morris is also currently leading that 5-2.
Looks like Raymond Vandenberg is on the far side over there. Didn't get his number called yet. Sorry to the moms that we're not getting called here, but we're trying.
2 to the left, 1 to the right. It's going to be given off to the fullback behind there. River Griffin in there, almost making the tackle. He's going to be stopped on the other side of the chains nonetheless. Second down and still 12 yards to go. He's got to pass 2 of them to get the first down.
Gain of 3 on the play makes it 2nd and 12.
You mentioned that, Zach, that Griffin went in there. He took 2 blockers out. There's 3 blockers out front, and he took 2 of them out by himself and kind of helped that play make from being a really big gainer.
Tell you what, so far I've been impressed at his ability to set the edge here in this fourth quarter since he's come into the ball game, making 2 plays on
junior.
guys.
One of those juniors they're going to rely on a lot next year.
Yeah. Here's the snap now from 2nd down and 12 yards to go. He's going to give it off to the second back through, off tackle, and into the secondary, coming right on up to lay a hit. And there was the safety on this near side, trying to get some numbers in there as they're switching everything out on us, but laying a lick on him.
Yep, they are celebrating big time over here. You know, it's always fun when you get the second group in there, and the first team group really cheers for them. I love it when that happens.
8:34 to go in this contest. 34-14 lead for the Morris Redskins over the Green Machine.
Jacob Grunwald in there at the nose tackle now, holding down the middle of that line.
Break the huddle with 11. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. 2 in the I formation directly behind him. They've been running the ball every time, and they do the same this time. Second back through and fighting on in, getting a little bit of a stop up on him. On this near side, I believe, was Cade Coons, number 29, rushing off the inside edge. No, I'm sorry, that was actually, I saw 28. No, it was 88 in there. And Ben Cosgrave came rushing on this near side.
Just barely got the first down. They had a big 3rd down play that really helped them out. Set up that 4th down drive.
1st and 10 at the Geneseo now 35-yard line, 25-yard line, as this one's going to be handed off, trying to get some space in the open field. Off the right side, it's going to be a big pickup of about 7 or so. 2nd down now and 3 yards to go.
Josh Decker in on that tackle, as was Max Gentry on that tackle.
16-yard line makes it 2nd and 2.
Playing for a little pride here, seeing if they can't keep the Morris Redskins under the 40-point mark. Right now, a 34-14 ball game with the Redskins on top of the Maple Leafs.
Points on the scoreboard have nothing to do with playoff points, so the playoff points are going to be pretty well established.
When you're looking at playoff points, the Leafs have a whole bunch of them. One of the top of the state in playoff points gets. As River Griffin was in there again, but just not quite able to get him. He's going to get the first down and bring it within inside the 10-yard line to about the 9-yard line. And it will be 1st and goal down for the Redskins.
Again, for our listeners that may not fully understand that, if you're a 6-3 team, which the Leafs appear to be heading for, if you have the most playoff points, you're considered one of the highest seeded 6-3 teams, and that gets you a little better football game, probably a 7-2 team. Doesn't give you the home game, but it gives you a better shot at winning the first game.
This time the snap's going to be coming, and the Leafs are bringing the house. They're going to stop them right at the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and now 8 yards to go. And in my talks with some of the people making up the bracket, some of the people over there with Geneseo too, the way that 5A, you don't know right now at Geneseo if you're in 4A, if you're in 5A, it matters what these other teams are doing. It's totally out of your control. But when you look at 5A, only 2 undefeated teams. There's a lot of teams with a couple of losses. So there are going to be about 4 or 5 6-3 teams that will host a home game in their first round, and that will go on playoff points and different factors for that. The Leafs, if they're in 5A, could have a chance. You never know. Or if you're down in 4A, there's a lot of undefeated teams and really good football being played down in Class 4A. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Here we go. 2nd down and goal from the 5-yard line. The ball's kind of fumbled around, but picked back up and tackled down in the backfield. Who is it? River Griffin coming up with a whole bunch of plays.
That's a very nice play by River Griffin. Fought off the blocker, made the tackle. Kept him from getting outside or on the edge.
13-yard line.
Third and a bunch at the 14-yard line.
got as close as 1st and 5. Now it's down to 3rd down and what is 12 yards to go here for the Morris Redskins. 5:14 in the clock's kicking still here in the 4th quarter. They still spread it out, but they've been handing it off up the middle. That's kind of why the defense has done really well here in the red zone. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. It's going to be the second back through the fullback, trying to make a move. He goes around the edge and racing for the pylon. He's in. With the back outstretched arm, he does a little bit of a turn and gets into the end zone.
Looked like he was going to be pushed out of bounds right about the 2-yard line, but he did a little pirouette in the midair and got inside the pylon. And at least second-team defense can't get the stop. Redskins second-team offense scores.
And you can't blame the officials either. I know that it's getting late. It's one of those games where the seconds are in, but there were a couple of questionable, maybe holding calls on this near side. A couple of guys I saw with their hands up trying to get off the blocks. Nonetheless, Morris is in. They're in for the score. They make it a 40-14 game, trying to make it a 41-14 point game. On for the extra point now. Kick is up. It's got the height. It's got the distance, and it's good. Through the uprights to make it 41-14. Morris right now over the green machine with 4:55 to go in this one.
If they are not holding when that ball goes around the edge, they are very close to it on every play. You know, and they just figure the officials can't call it every time. It's obviously worked in their favor tonight because they have been able to get outside and get down that sideline with great proficiency.
Well, this has been the longest scoring drive of the entire night for Morris. It took 6 minutes and 58 minutes, just shy of 7. It went 65 yards on 12 plays, and it was capped off by a Kyron Williams run for 13 yards for the touchdown. Of the 12 plays that were run in that drive, 8 of them were to Kyron Williams, and it was 8 straight. All in a row. They're just paying it off to the fullback, and Dallas Hastings' kick was good.
So the Leafs receive the football. They have 4 minutes and 55 seconds. Try to get a score on the board. They'll probably have that second offensive unit out there too. It'd be interesting to see who would be the quarterback of that offensive unit. Well, we saw Jaron Brooker, the sophomore who would normally step in there, get hurt in the sophomore game tonight.
He did.
He did not play the end of that game.
Not look good for him either. He made a tackle right at the goal line. That kind of sent him a little bit dazed, if you will. 4:55 left to go in this one. As this kick is going to sail, River Griffin at the secondary level is going to make the catch and try to get a couple of extra yards. He weaves and runs into one of his own players before being taken down at the Geneseo 34-yard line. Secondary unit going to try to eat some time and get some field down there and get close to, if not put it in the end zone. Most likely with a 41-14 lead for Morris. Geneseo is going to fall to 6-3 on the season. Morris will go on and advance to 7-2. But you know, we talk about it. It seems like every first-round game. Talk about it. Last 5 seasons, it's a 0-0 season once you enter the playoffs. A totally new season at that.
Yeah, the record at that point is all about seeding and possibly a home game, but that's going to be a foregone conclusion here. Tomorrow night, it's all going to be decided.
Unbalanced line. It's going to be a sweep over to the right side. They'll give it to their tailback in number 29, running it through, Kate Coons, the junior.
We've called a lot of the names out there. Cole Howard is out there on the tackle on the left side. I think we have Max Gentry out there on the left side. Kyle Toon is going to take the snaps. They just didn't feel comfortable with another quarterback right now.
During the pregame festivities, we did see that Logan Weber was the backup quarterback taking the snaps if something would go wrong. They're going to give it off to the fullback. Nothing going, a loss of maybe 1, if any, on that play. 3rd down and 5 yards to go here for the Green Machine.
That would be Murphy. Colin Murphy on the fullback on that play, but boy, that was stuffed up quick. Again, 3rd and long. They've had a lot of 3rd and longs. That's part of the tale of the game, is that they've had so many 3rd and longs that they just couldn't convert on. You know, if you don't pick up your big yardage on 1st and 2nd, you get 3rd and long consistently, it's hard to pick up.
3 minutes and 34 seconds to go in the rest of the way of this one. Leafs trail 41-14 right now to the Morris Redskins. This is going to be handed off over to the tailback and tackled for a loss, a big loss on the play. And there it was Coons again who tried to get around the edge, but finding on through and dropping him back 3 yards shy of the line of scrimmage. 4th down and now 8 yards to work with. Leafs are going to have to punt this one away.
After picking up 5 on 1st down and looking pretty good, that everything kind of went the wrong direction after that. So Hinton's going to have to kick for the umpteenth time tonight. Only Willis knows how many, because he can add that high. Willis and our statistician.
Leafs don't have enough out there on the field, so they got to get somebody in there. So the punt's up, one of the best ones of the night. It's high, it's far, and it's going to be downed by the Leafs after they let some time run off the clock at the 23-yard line of the Morris Redskins. So a change of possession. 2:24 left to go in the 4th quarter, and the Morris Redskins will go out for what most likely will be their last time offensively.
Well, they took 6 minutes on the last scoring drive, almost 7 if you have that correct. So if they go at that pace, 2 minutes and 24 seconds is going to go pretty quick. I'm guessing nobody will call timeout, and they probably will not have a lot of incomplete passes.
Nathaniel Holcomb's out there now. Quick moving ball game in this one. We got started a little bit late. We're just over the 2-hour mark, shy of 10 o'clock. Under center. Giving it to the first back through, and he is off for the races. He's going to be stopped up after a pickup of about 20 on the play. It was the DB in the secondary who made that catch, our number 8, who we don't quite have on our roster. Caden Rink is the sophomore, so we're kind of figuring that. But number 8 makes a tackle in the secondary. 1st and 10 here now. Clock keeps on moving once those chains get set.
That was a big play.
We're
going to have to find out who that is, because he just made a really nice big play. That could have been a score.
Saved a score, yeah.
That could have been a score, because it was a lot of grass in front of him.
Second back through this time was going to be stopped up right at the line. Wow. Passive runner.
Lots of big bodies in on that one. Grunwald was in on that one. He looked like he hit him head on. Josh Decker was in on that play.
He had a wall he was going to be to the line of scrimmage.
And a whole bunch of, you know what, he saw that wall and he didn't even try to run through it. He kind of stopped with the ball and said, uh-oh.
Under 1:30 to go in this one.
The line thought it was a little bubble screen. You know, they let the lineman through.
Second back through this time, the fullback over to the right side. He's going to get through into the secondary. He's got the 1st down before being taken out of bounds. Rushed out of bounds on this near side by Joe Stoll, the junior in there. It's good enough for a 1st down for the Redskins. Now they're in Maple Leaf territory at the Maple Leaf 40-yard line.
Ball spotted at the 40-yard line.
You know, it's easy to say you got to contain that outside rush, but it's hard to do sometimes. You got to try to turn that thing in, and you got to have people there to fill once you do turn it in.
Out of bounds he went, so this clock is going to be a stoppage. 1:10 left to go on the clock. We'll see if the Redskins are going to keep going, keep pounding it, or decide to take a knee and end this one as victors. Nope, they're going to split one out to the left. They're going to spread one to the right. They got 2 behind him in the eye back, under center, and he will take the knee. Taking the knee out there. Starting wide receiver Nathaniel Holcomb, who comes in as the 2nd-team quarterback, and he'll probably have to do that maybe one more time with 58 seconds left to go in this one. But, Coach, just one of those games where Morris, a good physical, good football team, was able to capitalize, especially in the 1st half.
No question about it. The Leafs made a surge at the end of the 2nd half, got back in the game, but the adjustments at halftime just weren't enough, because Morris came out and just did more of the same in the 2nd half. They scored 20 in the 1st, 21 in the 2nd. The Leafs scored 7 in each half, and it was just kind of a tale of the same thing. We just got outplayed. Morris is a good football team, and we wish them well. They're in our conference. We wish them well in the playoffs.
Well, we'll get the final stats coming from Willis Andel as this game is just about to go final. 15 seconds left to go. The teams meet at center at the midfield to be able to shake hands and get done with this one. It was two hard-nosed football teams, two teams that go at it on the ground inside the boxes, and it was won by the Morris Redskins. Now it's final, 41-14, Redskins over the Green Machine. As talked about it, the Redskins, a good physical team up front. They they end up being 7-2 on the season. And our eyes will be kind of looked a little bit to Sterling DeKalb, that game being the conference championship. Sterling winning the west side of things as DeKalb won the east side of things. Got to give credit, though, the Leafs secure what is another winning season. They go ahead and make it now 7-2, and it's just crazy when you think about it. Joliet, the only team that had more winning seasons was Joliet Catholic, who went 0-8 so far in this season. So that record ends at 56. The Leafs are at 54, a chance to maybe take that back as they add another one onto the books of winning seasons.
Well, the Leafs, again, they have to be a little bit disappointed after a football game like this, but they're going to have to shake it quick. I felt one of the things after the Sterling game, which they got beat rather soundly, is they didn't rebound very quickly against Rochelle. And they're going to have to learn from that experience. That's what losses do, is they give you an opportunity for a learning experience, and they need to learn from that experience and bounce back. They did bounce back after the Rochelle game, picked up a couple nice wins against LP and Maple Park Canelan. This one here was a tough game to lose, but they're going to have to bounce back quickly because next week it's going to be, win or go home. And, playoff time is do or die. It's always better to do.
Taking a look at the final stats, Geneseo with just 13 as opposed to Morris's 28. 434 yards on the ground for the Morris Redskins, 521 total yards. The Leafs with 215. 72 of the Leafs, 215 coming from the air, 143 on the ground. Leafs with 7 penalties, 62 yards. They held the ball for a total of 22 minutes and 37 seconds and had a punt 6 times today for an average of 32 yards right now. And looking at the total yards, 521 for the Morris Redskins. They had 25 minutes and 33 seconds in time of possession. Taking a look at the other stats individually, Jordan Jackson with 19 attempts, 72 yards. He led the way for the Leafs. Along of 14, Drew Rapps had the one and lone rushing touchdown coming for the Leafs. 50 yards for him today, along of 11. Kyle Toon had one lone rush. It went for 12 yards. Not a bad day, 12 run average. Taking a look at the throwing stats, Kyle Toon had 6 attempts. He completed 4 of them, 72 yards and a touchdown throwing across the field. His long of 35 yards, and that was to Rapps, who caught 2 passes for 40 yards. I'm sorry, that was to Aper, who caught the 1 touchdown pass, 28 yards. He had 1 catch and a touchdown. Drew Rapps with 2 catches, 40 yards in total. The Leafs 72 yards on the air. Taking a look at Morris, who had 200-yard rushers. Kyle Freeney with 101 yards on 9 carries, and Kyle Sobel, who had 10 attempts, 100 yards total for him. Taking a look at that. So that's going to do things here for us from Morris. It was a fun one filling in for Lauren. He'll be back with you for the playoff run as we want to say a thank you to Kim Kennett at the WGRG FM studios. Our statistician Willis Andel giving us all the stats all throughout. Technical coordinator Keith Kennett gets the extra little kudos after he had to stand outside for this one. And we thank Coach Bob Pettit for joining us this week. You'll be back next week, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope you have a safe drive home. You got to go all the way to Iowa City tonight.
It is a quick turnaround.
You take it easy.
All right. Thanks, Coach. 41-14. It is the Green Machine who fall onto the playoffs next week. As I'm Zach Mackey saying so long. Until next time.